And we are live. Hola, bienvenidos. And it's hot.
Eh,
It's hot. Sorry, it is like really hot.
es Mexico.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take this Automotellus thing off. I don't know why that's on there. Oh, I know why it's on there because I was looking for the website the other day and I couldn't remember what it was called. Oh, hola, Anna. Welcome.
Oh, Anna.
Welcome. And Anivet, nos amiga,
Nuestra.
not nos.
That's when you use it with the
Oh,
verb.
jeez. Someday I'm going to get it right.
That's okay.
I'll get it right someday. At least I remembered it was a we
Yes.
or an hour. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day. And how hot is it? That's a good question. It's a really dry heat though, but it's hot.
90. It's supposed to be. It was supposed to be
Was it 90
94
today?
today.
94.
That's what it said.
Right now it's 89, so it says. But then it's not going to show me what it was all day today
No,
either.
I mean that was
So.
the forecasted high.
Yeah. And it hasn't rained yet. It is rainy season and it has not rained for at least a week, I'd say.
Yeah.
At least. Hola, Stephanie. And Arlene. Hola. And greetings from Mexico City. Hola, Dawn. All right. We're going to be going to Mexico City pretty soon, a couple of times, actually.
Oh well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we are going to go see Rush. We're making a 4-day weekend of it, except that it's happening at the same time as the World Cup. We're taking a bus, though.
Damn Skippy on that.
Autobus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hola from Southwest Florida. All right. Oh, Almond Brothers, honey. We do like our Almond Brothers. My favorite songs by them are Little Martha, Jessica, and Melissa. That's my trio. That's my holy trinity.
Elizabeth Reed.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm. Yeah. Hard to go wrong with that one.
All the lady names, basically. All the lady names.
Yeah.
Hola, Alfredo, and Denise, and Landon. Hola. My goodness, there's lots of you on tonight. And Terry, hi. Hi. And it's only 79 in Tucson. Yeah.
Take that while you can get it.
Yeah. But this is summer here.
It is.
And that was like a fatal error, a fatal flaw in our part. When we planned all the cities we were going to, and we tried to pick the coldest places for the coldest states and the hottest places for the hottest states, we were thinking like United States summer.
We didn't realize that it starts about a month earlier down here.
Yeah.
And
if we had known that, we would have been in Merida probably like, May, June, July. Yeah.
We found out because we were in Veracruz in May. And we're like, oh my God.
That's why it was so hot in El Tejar. It was hot. I got third-degree burns on my feet. I've never had that. I have run around all my freaking entire life as a kid barefoot. And I lived on a black tar chip road. I played kickball barefoot on that hot tar. I never burned my feet until El Tejar.
That was hot.
It was hot.
That was just.
Only in the 40s here. Only.
Well, I mean, there's times that actually sounds good, but
I know. But if you're sick and tired of it,
I get
you're
that.
ready to warm up.
You know, and that's about the temperature of the wild because they have just been smacked twice now.
I didn't tell you this, and I might as well mention it because we're talking about cold. Wayne, who live in Lakeside, live in La Vida Lakeside.
Right. In Ajijic.
Wayne and his husband went to Colorado, and I didn't realize they were literally camping in their camper truck. It was like 33 degrees, and they slept in their truck with an electric blanket. I don't know if I could do that. That's cold.
That's yeah.
But it was warm for them. It worked. So okay. Going to Vancouver to catch a cruise. Ooh.
All right.
Are you going to Alaska? That was one of my favorite cruises ever. Alaska cruise. So good.
Yeah.
So good. I'd do that one again.
I mean, it was worth it just to do Tracy Arm Fjord.
Yes. Helen Keller.
Other than the guy who did the narration during the thing, because he was boring as all get out. But
he kept reciting these passages from some kind of like diary of Helen Keller for some reason. And we're like in this, it's nice and quiet. They've turned off all the music, all the entertainment. All they have is the PA running into the rooms and over the deck. And people are up on the deck watching. We had a veranda, so I'm watching from our veranda. And it's beautiful. The blue ice chunks floating on the water, and you might see a bear, or you might see
bighorn sheep.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's beautiful. And then all of a sudden he has to talk. Helen Keller once said, and I'm like,
or once wrote.
Will you shut up about Helen Keller, please?
I can tell you one thing, she didn't see this. So I mean,
that's awful now.
Well,
that's awful.
So we're seeing all this nature's beauty, and here we get Helen Keller.
Helen Keller once.
So it's like,
oh, Helen. Hey, thank you.
All right.
Happy Wednesday, and your move date is ready.
That will be here quickly,
yes.
Jesse.
Yes. Okay. Did you ever get high? Do you ever get high 90s temps there? One of my deal breakers is extreme heat. Well, first, there's a difference between.
Well, not really, because she's in Arizona, so they get the
so you do get the dry heat.
So she knows the dry heat.
Well, I mean, I think the highest we've ever seen is maybe 95.
95, 96, and it does that for like 1 or 2 days, and then typically it in the summer here, upper 80s, low 90s is summer, and then it's down at night. It's typical desert. I mean, it drops down into 51, 52 at night, and great sleeping weather, and is what it is.
It's only for a couple of months, so it's not that bad.
I think the mid 90s only lasts for a series of like maybe a month, if that.
But if you don't have air conditioning, that's quite miserable. And there's a lot of places around Querétaro that do not have air conditioning. A lot of places.
Well,
because
not as bad as Manzanillo, where it was 92 and high humidity and no air.
I know.
And no AC. I mean, that was just like.
Okay, so this is a yes to Alaska. Woo! You guys are rocking great pair of shirts. Oh, thank you. I got me another Zeppelin one. At least I have us turned around that you can read them right now.
Yeah, well, because mine were, both of them would really be sort of stupid backwards.
It'd be hard to read, right? Right. See? Look, see? Nice Skinner shirt. The Zeppelin shirt is cool, but not quite as cool as the Skinner shirt.
It was hard to find a Skinner shirt. I mean, it was. Well, first of all, I discounted any of them that had the Confederate flag on it. I was just like, nope, that's just.
Well, that's hard.
I know,
because that was what they used so much.
I know, and their production company, management company, talk them into doing that because they're proud of their Southern roots. And so, they put the battle flag back there, and it was like, even Gary Roston went, we didn't know any better. Somebody said, do it. We did it. We didn't care. It wasn't like we were trying to make any political statement. And, so now it's like probably 3/4 of the shirt got the stars and bars on it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to walk around with stars and bars. That just, it's going to start something that, there's no need to start. So,
I agree with that. Although I do believe at the time it wasn't, the connotation wasn't.
No,
the same.
it wasn't.
So,
No, but they did, a few years later start to catch some crap about using the stars and bars.
Yeah. Oh, I'm bringing my portable AC with me, and we'll invest in mini splits.
Yeah.
Bring the portable AC, and it might be all you need. I'm in like the maid's quarters for my office, which is like the highest part of our house. So I will walk in there in the morning when it's nice and cool out, and it's still holding heat from the night before, and
day before.
Well, the night before too.
Yeah.
Like it just holds the heat. And so I have there is a portable up there, but it has to have a place to vent. Like it just blows hot air out the back end of it.
It blows cool out one side and hot out the other.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
Yeah. So I have to open a window and prop the long twisty tubey pipe thing up to the window. And if I turn on the fan and I run that, it takes it down a little bit, which is not bad.
Well,
it's tolerable.
And with us having the solar panels up there, it's not like we're worried about running the ACs because, for the last 6 months, we've had our CFE bill was 68 pesos, 69 pesos, and 70 pesos. So, grand total, you add them all together, we haven't hit 200 pesos for 6 months. Total.
We basically have been spending 35 pesos a month on electricity. But it does get higher because I remember when we first moved in here, we did have 1 or 2 bills that were around 2,000 pesos, maybe a little less. And that's about the time that it was summer. And we were running the air conditioning at night in our bedroom. So,
well, and we don't know what they were doing before we got in here. They may have had the air on all the time. And I
hope not.
No, we don't know because we only got 1 month basically out of the summer. That was June, and then we were in July. So
true.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Well, remember, it's not the heat; it's the stupidity.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, and of course, Mark and Paulette. Everybody, you guys know who this is, right? To true travelers in Mexico. We should probably take the moment right now to just say they are hosting, along with Papa Moved to Mexico. They're hosting
Jeff and Sherry
Mextranjero 2027. It is the last weekend in February
in San Luis Potosí.
Yep.
And not only is it sponsored by Mexico Relocation Guide, it is also now sponsored by Expat Spanish.
Woo!
So thank you very much, Amy, for stepping up and becoming a name sponsor on that. We appreciate that. And if any of you are looking to improve your Spanish skills, both Gina and I have been through the courses. I don't think
I didn't get as far as you.
But great way of improving your Spanish.
And I wonder if I can copy this and put this in the chat. Head over to the Facebook groups page. I'm going to post this in the chat too so that you can copy it, I think. I'm trying to do this with one hand on a weird mouse. I can't reach the keyboard. Okay. And I will put it in the chat. If you go over there, that's where the updates will be. They will, of course, become more regular as we get closer to it. But you can post questions and ask about accommodations and just say hi to people. And definitely recommend, if you are interested in coming, that you start planning as soon as you can, because I know that was the week after that
There's a women's march.
there's a women's
A
march,
big one.
and we don't know how soon in advance the women who come to that might be reserving places to stay. We've already booked our place. For
And I
sure.
think we're up to, I mean, Mark and Paula can give us a better number, but I think it's 10, at least 10 channels that have confirmed now, because Expat Spanish will be there. So I think that makes it at least 10. So
Hopefully it's getting bigger and bigger
Yep.
each year.
Yep.
We can't wait, because San Luis Potosi, as you may have seen on our big reveal, pretty much was our number 2 overall.
Well, yeah, if you add them together and then take the lowest scores, Querétaro got 1 and an average of 1, and San Luis Potosi got an average of 2.5.
2.5, something like that.
So yeah.
So it would have been in second place. We do like it there quite a bit.
It's sort of got to second place, and nothing ever removed it. I mean,
that's
well,
true.
For you, Puebla knocked it
Puebla
down.
bumped it down a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I really like Puebla.
Difference between Puebla and San Luis Potosi was 2 things. 1, I had energy in San Luis Potosi, and 2, churros weren't even close in Oaxaca compared to San Luis Potosi. I mean,
Oaxaca,
or not Oaxaca, Puebla.
Okay.
Puebla. Yeah, because we tried those around the corner from the mezcal and
I mean, they were
tequila
good.
and the Scar
but
place.
they weren't Rayano. They weren't.
No,
they
weren't the
They weren't the good ones.
They weren't Gordon's.
That's right. Okay, so, oh gosh, where do we begin? We put that video out, and we weren't expecting the numbers that we saw on the video. I think that's like the fairest thing to say. A really good video for us is something like 2,000 views, maybe 3,000
No,
views. That's
a good video for us is going to be in about the 5,000 range.
No, I mean like the immediates on our average.
Yeah.
We consider it a successful video if we had a couple thousand, maybe 3,000 views. If it does better than that, then it's an exceptionally successful video. We didn't realize that so many people were going to be tuning in, and then YouTube pushed it.
And I mean, since the last live, we have gained 300 new subscribers. So
incredible.
Any of you that are just joining us, welcome. We appreciate it. Welcome to the GringosRUs family. And one of the things I wanted to say was, one of the things that we talked about in the video was the tribe.
The tribe.
And the tribe is not only the people here in Querétaro, it's you guys as well. Because that's part of the tribe that has kept us going and everything else. So, thank you very much, because y'all were great on that journey, and we appreciate everything all of y'all have done and sticking with us. So
but where's the numbers on that video now?
It went over 16,000 today, and
16,000 views.
It's now up to number 6.
Really?
All time of our So
what's the one video that beats them all?
Zipolite it's almost to 180,000 views, which
just goes to prove people want to see naked people on a beach.
But the biggest difference is Zipolite has a average view time of 1.5 minutes, and the reveal video basically had a average duration of 11.5 minutes. So
yes. Oh, good. Okay, so you have 12 channels that are confirmed. So
There we
far.
go.
Very
Does that
good.
include Amy at Expat Spanish? Because I don't know if she's confirmed. Was that one of them
That was another one of those
tarantula
hawk.
Wasps?
Yeah.
But no,
No, they don't like people. They don't like people. They're not looking for us. So.
Good, it's mutual.
Yeah. Wow, that thing was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I saw it going by. I was like, oh.
So did the radar out there at Querétaro International Airport. But so yeah, if Amy's in there, that would be 13 if she hasn't put it on as an official actual channel.
Yes. See, so Annie and Arlene have been to San Luis Potosi at least twice now.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely both times we were there, and it's just a really cool place. I don't know how else to say it. It's so walkable and it's so pretty.
Yeah.
And there's so much to do. It's definitely a cool place to visit. And welcome to new subscribers. Yay! Yes. For sure. For sure. Oh, see.
Oh, and
Stephanie likes it too.
One of the things that I will point out, we had a couple of people who've reached out to us and want to know if we do consultations. And my response on that is we don't do consultations, but we will have conversations. So, if somebody's got questions, if you don't get it answered on here, reach out to us at GringosRUs.com, and Gina forwards it to me, and then I'll arrange a time. And I've had 2 this week where people, wanted to have some a little bit of personal time to figure out about this or that, and more than happy to help if we can share.
It's one of those things where I think we both agree that for us to want to
monetize it,
we don't want to monetize. We're not experts. We have our own personal experiences and we can share those, but we're not experts. We're not experts in what roads to avoid, Mexican laws,
and we don't even play one on TV.
No, so it doesn't feel right to charge somebody money to have that conversation. And so, we're happy to share.
Yep.
But we're not going to tell you that we 100% are experts in what we're saying. We can only share our own experiences. And so, if you really want to, we always welcome a kind donation to PayPal me or buy me a coffee, but we're not charging for stuff like this. And of course it's going to end up on whether he's got the time. And believe me, he's retired. He's got the time. Otherwise I'm working. I can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's no big deal for me to go, you want to spend 20, 30 minutes, whatever. I think the day was almost an hour. Okay. So no big deal.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. I heard him talk and I'm like, that's not our neighbor. I don't hear a British accent. We have one neighbor that's from the UK and I'm like, nope, that's not him. I can tell that's not him. But that was kind of cool that you did that. So cool. And we're going to be called, I got to get the vote out there. I got all those names written down that everybody suggested, but G Tribe, the Tribe, Gru Tribe, I don't know. The Tribe.
The groupers.
I don't know.
No.
Yes. I just saw one. It went over our heads and went that way. And it had the same coloration in it. I could see the orangish, reddish orangish color. And then it was around the corner and gone. And the only reason I assumed that it is the same thing is because it was pretty big. It's pretty big. And it was moving way too fast to be a butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a butterfly.
No. So anyway. Okay, so that includes Amy.
Okay.
From Expat Spanish.
Okay, so that's 12.
So Mark had a job ever since the video dropped with that many thousands of views. There were hundreds of comments.
Yeah.
Hundreds. And there were a few people that got blocked, just a few. I actually checked out the statistics on our channel. The number of haters that have negative or possibly racist things to say about us being here amounts to, get this, guys, 0.005%. That tells you just how small a number that is. And
Well,
and people might think it's higher because you know how it is with the squeaky wheel,
yes.
you know. But the truth of the matter is the number of positives are so far ahead, it's not even that much of a big deal.
Don't even sweat it.
No,
Nope.
no. And with that many comments, I actually had to jump in and help him out with it because I knew he was drowning. And we try really hard to answer everybody, and it was a lot.
Not try. We do. I mean, it's
yeah,
that's
yeah, and it was a lot. So I was helping him out.
Yeah.
But wow, YouTube pushed it for whatever reason, and it reached a whole new audience, and we're thankful for that. So yay! Hey, Suzanne. Hola.
hola.
So
And
we
it-
thought,
And one of the things that we did get a fair number of comments on were people looking for certain cities, you know,
that we didn't mention.
that didn't get mentioned. And the two that came up the most were the two most obvious, which would be San Miguel de Allende and Ajijic.
Mhm.
You know, and it's like the hardest part was when you've got so many good locations that are separated by razor margins. And that's really what it comes down to. And in the case of SMA, it really was down to picture ourselves 10 or 15 years from now. Do we want to deal with the hills and the cobblestones?
I think
And
about
the,
it.
and then the lack of an airport that is convenient.
All I think of when I think of San Miguel de Allende, there are two things I think of: the cobblestones and the very narrow and very uneven sidewalks. And I have this vision in my mind of the last time we were there, of this
The elderly couple, when we were dropping
elderly
Tommy off,
couple. Yeah.
we were dropping Tommy off as he was disappearing into the night, as he does. And you know, there's a couple coming up that were probably in their, at least in their 70s, if not in their 80s, and they're hand over hand poles, guide wires, you know,
walls,
walls,
stairs,
you know, anything they could get hold of, and it's like
to help them walk on the
to
sidewalk.
come up, get up the hill.
Yeah. They're
And
hanging on stuff so they don't fall. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
yeah, and so you know, that was the probably the biggest downside of San Miguel de Allende. And then Ajijic, it was I think the biggest thing in Ajijic was the fact that there were too many people still invested in U.S. politics and waiting to get in an argument, be it red, be it blue, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They were waiting for something to occur so that they could get into an argument again about it. And we're going, that's the whole reason we left, is because we were tired of dealing with people who were angry and all of that. So, you know, it was just one of those where, nope, that vibe of you say something the wrong way, somebody's going to be going, what? You know,
Someone's going to get butthurt. or trigger.
And so no, we enjoy down here. You know, the tribe has people from all, you know, from the left, from the right, but nobody cares.
We don't talk about it.
You know, I mean, it's we all like each other. We're having fun with it. You know, good time, having discussions about what's going on here in Mexico and everything else. You know, music, this, that, whatever, and what's happening on the other side of the border. Leave it over there, you know, because.
And so, with that being said, though, we did like Chapala. Chapala was cute, but Chapala has far fewer foreigners living in it than, like, say, Ajijic, for example. The other big factor that brought SMA and Ajijic down was, of course, the proximity to major airport and major medical centers and bigger box store type stuff. Now, when you're in Ajijic, your closest big city is Guadalajara. And that's not an awful thing unless traffic is sucking really bad that day. And you can take a bus, but it's not real fun to drive there. And it's really not fun to drive in Guadalajara. So even if you were to hire a driver to take you to the airport, now you're paying for a driver, and it's going to take you 45 minutes to get to the airport, maybe longer. Now, if you live in San Miguel de Allende, it's the exact same thing. You don't have a lot of big box store type things if that's what you want to do, is that bigger shopping. They got plenty of grocery stores and restaurants and all that.
Oh, they got restaurants.
But they don't have a major medical center nearby. They don't have a major airport nearby. Those people have to come to Querétaro. So in both cases, when we were looking for cities, we definitely gave those locations a chance. But some of the criteria we had from the beginning was it was about the healthcare, proximity to an airport, shopping malls and things like that, if we wanted to avail ourselves of those. Which it's not like we go all the time, but you know.
No, but when it's time to go, it's nice to have to not drive an hour and a half to go get.
See, that's one of the things that eliminated Valladolid, because you've got nowhere to go. If you want any of those things, you've got to drive to either
Merida or Cancun.
Yeah, and it's not a short drive.
No, that's a and we sort of knew that from Valladolid at the very beginning. That was one of those that we went to Valladolid basically A, for the channel, and B, because we wanted to go back and see, you know, Ekbalam and Chichen Itza,
go to the restaurant,
and back to the restaurant, and I mean, you know, so and what we really found out in spending time there is it's a quaint little city.
It's adorable,
you know, but it's not like, okay, they put the Mayan train in there. Well, the Mayan train is not in Valladolid. It's out by the Carretera. So, I mean, it's a haul. I mean, it's a 10, 15-minute cab ride to get from Valladolid proper just to the station, you know, and then to get to Cancun or Merida, whichever way you want to go. And Merida, where the station is way outside of town. You know, I mean, that's a healthy haul to get back into Merida. So, you know, why they didn't run it into the airports? Well, part of that's because of the land proximity and how they could get it done. And, you know, they were doing this as quickly as they could because that was AMLO's, you know,
legacy.
Goodbye. Here's my gift to you. And it's the Mayan train. And, you know, is it 100% effective and thought out? No, but it makes a big circle. So, you know.
Oh, Lord. Let's get caught up with some comments real quick. Yeah, nasty people aren't going to get any oxygen on this channel or with this group. That is so true, Stephanie.
Yep.
You know, the block and the hide button for us is a beautiful thing. And if you can't, you know, sometimes we try to be nice and try to sway someone's opinion and let them know that not everybody is what they think they are. And if it don't work, you're out. Bye.
And it works about half the time. You know, I mean, that Hey, sometimes people have had bad encounters with gringos, and hey, I'm sorry that you had a bad encounter with some, and I can say that not everybody's the same, and we try to avail ourselves.
There it is right there. But see, an intelligent, thoughtful, logical person would know that you can't group everybody into.
I understand that.
That's the difference. Just because you had a bad experience one day with somebody.
If we can open someone's heart to being more inclusive of others, then hey, then we've done our good deed for the day.
And we definitely heard our share of hope you're speaking Spanish, or hope you're learning Spanish, or hope you're not taking away rentals from citizens. And I don't even know how to express. We said in the video, everybody around us is Mexican. Except for one neighbor.
And where we are, this is not where.
No, we're not displacing anybody.
No, this is not where the normal, Mexicano is. They may aspire to one day be involved in there. That may be their goal, but it's not exactly.
We're well aware of the fact that we're living in a relatively privileged location.
Not relatively.
All right, we're living in a privileged location, but we're not displacing anyone. So there's places in this fraccionamiento that we could never afford.
Oh, hell no.
Even being from the U.S., we can't afford these. So, we're not displacing anyone. And yes, we have been learning Spanish. It's just difficult as you get older to do it. Mark was talking earlier, in the Yucatan, they teach kids in elementary school how to speak 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Mayan. They don't do that in the United States. In fact, I don't even think you get to choose a foreign language class
until you're junior high.
Until you're in junior high. Yeah. And then so let's say, and it's not even required. It's an option.
Yep. It's an elective.
It's an elective. So, I started taking French in junior high. And by the time I got to high school, I had taken just about all the French I possibly could. And I started taking a little bit of German and a little bit of Spanish. And I do mean just a little bit, because I was about to graduate and I needed to fill credits. And then I started taking, on my own time, some Italian. I was much younger when that happened. I was in my 20s or younger.
More of a sponge when you're at that age.
Yeah.
The brain isn't a sponge. It was at one time, but now it's.
I can't even tell you how long it took me to say the word for ice cream. It's comical. Everybody kept saying it. It would not stick. And then all of a sudden one day, helado. Okay.
I mean, even when we were in Dolores Hidalgo, which is, they love their ice cream in Dolores Hidalgo, and all the stands are up and out, and everywhere you turn, it's helado.
God, don't rub it in.
Oh, and then finally, it's sort of. I think she sort of looked at it and went, "Oh, helado, yep, okay."
But it's like that for me now. I don't retain things like I used to. I was one of those kids in school that never studied and never did homework, and I would ace everything. Even in college, I could take organic chemistry, and all I did, now by this time I'm in my late 20s, early 30s, and I had returned to get my bachelor's. And I never studied, never did homework, never read the book. I would come to class, take notes, and then I would show up for the exam. Now, by this time, I know my learning had started to slow down, but I retained enough to pass. So that's all I cared about. I was just trying to get my bachelor's and just get it out of the way. I don't care to be, dean's list at this stage of my life. I'm in my 30s. I got kids and I'm working. I just want to pass. And my professor found out that I'm getting a C and all I do is take notes in class and that's it. He goes, "Do you know what kind of grade you could have?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't have time for it. I just need the piece of paper." That's even past me at this point. So yes, we are taking Spanish. Yes, he is better at it than me, but he also gets more time to practice than I do because I do work. And
yeah, if you started speaking Spanish to your coworkers, they'd all be going, "What?"
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know. I try. I do try. Today I said something nice to Angelica. And let me think of how I said it. I said, uh, está, what is it? I wanted to say, está muy guapa hoy. I wanted to say, you're very pretty today. I think I said that right.
linda, pero
Well, I said guapa. Whatever. And she just smiled. So I think she knew what I
yeah,
meant, even if I did like totally mess it up. It was nice to say it to her.
it's all about the effort.
Exactly.
Yep.
So those are those things. Every effect that one produces gives one an enemy. I believe that too. It happens. Sometimes people are just jealous of you. Sometimes people are just unhappy people and they want everyone around them to be unhappy. That's what happens. Have we
join the club? That's what I call them.
Have you ever visited Mazatlan?
No, that was on our list.
It was on our list, and then we ran out of some time and had to squeeze it off.
No. Well, you could say we ran out of time. We ran out of energy. Is really what happened. I mean, that's
yeah.
Yeah, we basically got to Puebla and went, all right, we need a break. And that's
we were tired.
And that's when we came to Querétaro for what was originally just going to be 7 months and go, all right, we're going to recharge the batteries, then we'll hit the road again. And then the longer we were here, the more both of us very independently, I mean, extremely independently, came to the same conclusion. We're home.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we still have places we do want to visit.
Yeah.
We've got a list of cities.
Well, and eventually, hopefully, we will be able to get to all of them. One of the good things about Mextranjero, with it being a mobile event that is going to be going from city to city to city to city, is some of the cities that we didn't get a chance to see. Hopefully, Brighton, if you're listening, hosting it in La Paz here in the next couple of years, we'll be able to go to La Paz.
I wanted to go to Guanajuato City.
Yep.
And
Puerto
Vallarta, La Paz, Mazatlan.
I mean, Mazatlan was
Morelia.
Mazatlan was on the list basically because we were going to spend the night there to catch the ferry, and so we were like, well, you know what? If we're going to go there, let's just see what it is. The biggest concern we had about Mazatlan was, we drive, and driving through the state of Sinaloa does not give me warm and fuzzies. That's just, it is what it is.
You're very cautious. So,
well, I'd rather be extremely cautious and still talking to them than,
I get that.
Yeah.
What happened to live and let live? Unfortunately, haters will be haters. Feel sorry for them. I know. I do too, Arlene. And I try. I try to be nice. But then of course there was one person who said something, and all I could say at that moment was, racist much? I just did. I ran out of nice things to say.
The hardest part, especially when you get a run of comments, and there was, it was because the video dropped on Friday, and we had the distinct pleasure of Friday night. You guys all know her, Cindy Kawa. We got to go to dinner with Cindy, who's normally on here, and every other Mexican YouTuber's channel, it seems. But so Annie, Vet, and Arlene and Gina and I got to sit down and have dinner with Cindy and had an absolute blast. It was a lot of fun. But so we did that on Friday night.
Yep.
Saturday night was game one the Canes. So,
Canes Flyers.
PHUCK Philly. But sorry, just
To all my Philly friends out there, sorry.
sorry, not sorry if when it comes to the Flyers. The rest of it, yes,
Oh my
sorry.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
But no, so Sunday morning sat down and it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, there was so many.
And so start plowing away, and then you run into 2, 3, 4 of them in a row that start to just irk you a little bit, and then that's time to go. All right, I got to stop, because you can feel the answers starting to get a little more testy, and it's like, stop, just push back, come back in an hour, and
Racist much?
well, the only other one I actually did answer one during the Canes game.
Oh.
Bet you don't know 8 words of Spanish.
Yes, he did.
Between the two of you.
Yes, he did. And he did it with a couple of misspelled words, and we fixed his misspelled words.
Well, that was because of the damn autocorrect on my phone, because I'm on my phone.
Right, and he's doing it. And the guy came back and said, Google Translate.
No.
And then I answered him. I said, I'm really proud of him. He wrote that on his phone, and it did autocorrect, and we had to fix some of the words, like mucho became much. And he absolutely wrote all that. And this was a name that was not Spanish.
No, whatever.
But we don't know.
Whatever. And
so it's not, we're not saying that it's people who don't want us being here. It's just smart ass trolls.
Yep.
And even so, 0.005%.
That's the amount of brain that those people use.
It's not that many. Most of them were very, very, very positive, complimentary,
and thoughtful, and
yes. So, the falling women of San Miguel, that does exist, and I don't want to be one of those women. I'm already slightly osteopenic. I don't have osteoporosis, but I don't need to be walking and break an ankle, break a hip, things like that. And if you break a hip, chances are you're probably going to need blood donations and everything else. And why? And
it ended up happening to her because she watches out for me walking, because she worries more about me than paying attention to where she's walking. So yeah, it'd be one of those going, you might want to pay attention to your own feet, but she's always constantly hole, bump, step down, step up.
Yep. I'm watching out for my baby. Okay. Those considering attending Extranjero 2027. Yes. San Luis Potosí has an airport. It's a nice airport too. Very nice.
And unlike Querétaro, it is not 2 states over. I mean, I'm joking, but
it's like 10 minutes out of town, maybe 15.
Wow. What? SLP?
No, SLP's airport.
Yeah,
it's close by.
It's a lot closer to SLP than Querétaro's airport is to Querétaro.
Querétaro is about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Depending upon traffic, which we all know, traffic here in Querétaro it's not Guadalajara yet, but it's.
No, I mean, I flew out of SLP one time. I had to go back to the States, and it's a very nice airport. At least 2 levels.
Yeah,
very nice. My family knows my political opinion opposite of theirs, and we don't discuss it. We prefer no drama. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Or just realize that everybody has their beliefs for different reasons. You don't need to fight about it. You've got a lot more.
1 or 2 who have to push because it's like that is their life, and it's like, no, it's not. There's more to life than that. So and we've had a couple that have sort of been like, you don't pay attention anymore. Nope.
No, we don't.
Nope. We got down here and the news went, if it doesn't have a puck or a ball or DNA in it, it's probably not getting watched.
Well, and some of the negative comments were people in Mexico saying they don't want any more MAGA gringos in their country. And I'm like, well, to be a MAGA, wait, to bring MAGA to your country, you'd have to be a MAGA to bring it. We don't pay attention to politics.
Well, no, the one I liked was we don't want anybody coming to dilute our bloodlines.
Oh, shit, I answered that one in excruciating detail. Being a genealogist and, oh, wait, a genetic genealogist, I know what the genetic lines of Mexico are for the most part, particularly if you're somebody who's looking for your DNA testing. And the bloodlines of Mexico are more diluted than me and Mark's bloodline. Just saying.
And we ain't procreating anymore. I mean,
yeah, we're not. And I said, we don't suddenly want to have babies with our friends.
If suddenly that were to occur either way, we're suing some doctors.
Yeah, we're not diluting any bloodlines because we're not.
That ain't supposed to have occurred anymore.
We're not having children with our friends. That's kind of gross. There's just comments like that, like whatever, man. Oh Lord, did you visit Mexico City? We did. We of course there was a lot of traffic. It was amazing. We actually took a Primera Plus bus in for a couple of nights to see a concert, and we're coming back in June for 4 nights.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming to see Rush, and we're going to be there around Centro mostly to visit and see some of the sites. And we're going to be making a drive pretty soon too, actually in our car. It'll be interesting. I just applied for and got our permit to drive. And yeah.
I'm talking about the drive. I'm not talking about the
No, I know. The traffic was pretty crazy in our bus. It's kind of funny because we had a bus driver who every time he got close to into some heavy traffic, he would play Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven over and over.
Yep.
And I was just laughing because we were in the front seat and I could hear his playlist and I just started singing it.
And the weird part was we actually had the same bus driver down and back. That must be his route. And it was like, okay, because we're in traffic, and as we wind on down the road, okay,
Well, and so on the first trip that we took for the concert, we actually stayed in Condesa. We were going to a show in Auditorio Bebe, and Condesa is lovely. It's pretty. It's older looking than I thought it would be because I've seen so much about people complaining about how gentrified it's become and stuff like that.
Es carísimo.
But it is very expensive there in general. I noticed that. But it is a very lovely area. Next time we go in, we're going to be staying closer to Centro. And then in about 2 weeks, we're driving to, I'm trying to remember the name of the location. It's in the
southeastern corner. It's almost at the state line.
Yeah.
Outside of the federal district. So.
But it's one of those places that I don't think even in June when we go for those 4 nights, it will be enough time to really explore everything.
And it's going to be a nightmare. I mean, because we're going to be there during World Cup. So the city is going to be packed.
It is going to be busy.
It's going to be, so going out to dinner and things like that, it's going to be packed.
We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun because we're not driving then either. We're taking another Primera Plus. But I don't think Mexico City was ever on our radar to actually live in. It was more of a visit place.
Yeah, the whole fact that there's 21 million people in the city was just sort of like
we're not used to where we're from having public transportation available to us. A lot of places in the United States don't have bus routes or even train routes. And the United States has always been a country where cars and highways got more development than trains and bus lines.
Well, I mean, Eisenhower's trying to put more people to work.
On the WPA.
I mean, and when they started the Blue Star Highway program, they were trying to put people to work, and so that's when they created the interstate system, and it made sense, and God knows we already had more cars than anybody else. So,
and neither one of us ever lived in a really big city. I mean, the biggest city I ever actually lived in, yeah, we had a city bus. It made like 3 stops on the way to my high school. That was about it. And we had no train. So, like, if you live in New York and you get used to taking the subway, cabs, buses, that's very similar to Mexico City, but it's not something we're used to doing.
nope.
And when we were in Guadalajara, I loved Guadalajara. Oh my, I loved it a lot. But he didn't like the driving.
No,
No, I know.
no.
I know. Just wasn't used to it. Amy was driving around with no
I
problem. Man. She
get
was
that.
just zipping everywhere. All right, let's see. I joined a couple of lakeside groups and see a lot of chatter about internet and power outages. With working from home and having homemade dog food, I require reliable internet and electricity. Yes. Um, I hate to say it, but we're learning that this happens more often than we would like to admit. The the poorer neighborhoods experience those outages a whole lot more frequently. The richer neighborhoods, not as much.
Unless you live in a neighborhood called Electricista.
Which in Chapala
Yeah,
our friends do. They live in the CFE employees neighborhood.
Yep.
They always have power.
They don't lose their power there. Imagine that.
The internet situation in Ajijic is going to depend so much about where you live and how close you are to the source of the internet. If our cell phones completely sucked where we were, I think we were getting blocked by mountains.
Well, I mean, you had some Telcel service. I was on AT&T,
There
and
was nothing.
it just sat there and went.
And
Here, let me burn your battery down because I'm just going to spin and do nothing.
My Telcel service was weak. Although in El Dorado, where we were staying, the internet was reliable. It really didn't go out. It wasn't super, super fast, but it was reliable. What I am hearing, and I would believe this to be true, is that Starlink is probably more reliable than Total Play and Telmex.
But
But
Starlink requires electricity.
exactly.
So
now you're looking
Starlink will solve one problem,
right.
but when the electricity goes out, well.
And so, highly recommend you buy yourself a power backup source, which I'm considering doing. Our power doesn't go out that often here, and our lines are underground.
Believe that.
Our lines are buried. I actually heard that they're going to start burying power lines and stuff soon in Ajijic. But our power doesn't go out that often.
No.
So I've been looking,
and I think we can count on 2 fingers the number of times it's lasted longer than 20 minutes.
But I did look into the power units. I'm trying to remember the name of the brand that was really strongly recommended. Bluette. I think it was Bluette. Blue something. And you can get different units. In Mexico, there is at least a 30% higher price on them. So I think I came down. They were between $500 and $800.
Yeah, and it's not something you can just go, all right, I'm going to go home and put in my suitcase because
no,
they weigh a ton. Because
and you keep them plugged into the wall, and they constantly charge. And then when the power goes out, they switch on.
You pull off of the batteries that are in there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of good things about it. If you plugged into one of those, it's going to protect you from spikes and drops in voltage. So
Yeah.
you're going to get a continual. So it's going to protect your electronics along with, you may gain, an hour, 90 minutes, something like that of go time. And, for us, we would really need to have 3 of them, because it does us no good if our computers are working and the power goes out, but the router is a long way away. It's in a totally different room all the way down here. So that would have to have its own. So that would kick on and feed the router and Starlink as well. So
yeah. So basically, I needed the expensive one, like the $800 one in my computer room, to run 2 very large monitors that pull a lot of wattage, and my laptop, which is also a high wattage use item, and it would also have to run the mesh, that's the node that's up there. So 2 monitors, the laptop, and the node. Then we would need smaller ones to run the other mesh node in our living room, and the router, and
Starlink,
all of them
yeah,
in the TV room.
yeah.
And those cost less, but it's still not cheap. Overall, all 3 of them was going to run around $1,500 in total. If it happened to us all the time, it probably would have been worth it. The brand name that I'm talking about is called Blue Eddy. It's BLUETTI, Blue Eddy. And they sell them on Mercado Libre. They sell them on Amazon. I think Home Depot might also get them. But the problem is that not any one of those vendors had both models that I was looking at. So I would have had to order one model from one company and the other 2 models from another company. But they would provide about 6 to 8 hours of power, which is really good.
Even though we have the solar, we don't have the battery system.
Mm-mm.
That, and the inverter that basically goes, oh, power's out here, let me switch over to the batteries and feed back into the house. So,
right.
We draw during the day, we draw off of the solar power versus drawing off CFE, which is why the bills are,
35 pesos a month.
Yeah. It literally is one of those where you go, okay, I can see how in 10 years time, you can easily pay for the installation of solar panels, because that's, we're sitting here living proof going, wow, okay, that's
I know
cheap.
I know.
And now we don't worry about, oh, you know what? God, it's really warm. Okay, turn the air on in the 3 bedrooms, open the doors and let the air come out and cool the house down, because we're running it off the solar. So
that is true. Okay, those considering attending Mexican Hero next year, San Luis Potosí does have an airport. Didn't we already read that?
Yeah,
wait.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Mark's like typing things twice or something.
Or just posting it twice.
That's weird. Okay, we're done with that. All right. My wife and I considered moving to Mexico. Laredo topped our list. It was
that was on our our original list when we were young and dumb, sitting on a couch in the United States, and we're putting together this itinerary. And literally, folks, it took us days to put this itinerary together, because we knew we had to be done by this time. We were starting at this time. We were starting here. We were ending. We wanted to end here. And so we literally were working both sides back to the middle. And then suddenly we were like, all right, now we have 3 extra months. Well, okay, let's do an extra month here, extra month here, extra month there. And we didn't take into consideration the entire. We did it 1 month, 3 times in a row, and we went, oh hell no, no.
Too much.
No. That was just like, gas gauge. That was like, I used to own a 69 Cougar that had a bore out. They bore the block out, and I was getting about 8 miles to the gallon. When that Holly 4-barrel, I pushed that accelerator down, put that gas pedal down, and you could hear that Holly in there going, and watch the gas gauge sort of just start doing this, and it's like,
gosh,
oh yeah, she would friggin' fly, but
okay.
So but that's what was happening, is our energy level was just going down at an extended rate. Like, oh, we need time to recharge.
But Laredo was on our list too. We had looked at it.
Yep.
It got axed toward the end. We decided to stay because our health insurance is worthless there. Annie and I decided to only take extended vacations in Mexico. Um, we don't have health insurance here. And that's one of the things that's very important to realize, is that once you get to be about 70, you are virtually uninsurable, even in Mexico.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're older than me. So we do have Nomad insurance, which is basically a glorified travel insurance plan, and it works really well, it covers emergencies.
Yep.
We pay cash for everything else, and cash is easy to do here because I had a filling done, and $35.
Well, and the other thing is
my teeth.
You don't have the layers of people that are being paid. It's you and your doctor.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I mean, we have a friend who had surgery. He spent at least one night, maybe 2 nights, I think. 2 nights in a private hospital, in a private room that was like the size of a large hotel suite with 2 bathrooms in it, family area, meals, everything he needed for the surgery, everything, whether it was x-rays, lab results, whatever, anesthesia, and he spent $3,000. That was the total bill.
It literally, and if you start to think of what your insurance premiums are costing you in the U.S., if you put that money aside, and you are going to find that within a year, 18 months, you got a rainy day fund that's going to cover a hospital stay. And now, you're able to take that money and go, okay, we can spend it someplace else. And if you deplete part of it, well, you go back and you build it back up to whatever number you want it to be at. You build it back up to that. Okay, now we're full again. Now let's, we got money to put here, there. So it's one of those where you are self-insuring, but you're doing it at a much lower rate than, I think we were paying $650 a pay for just the 2 of us, and
$550.
Whatever. Okay.
Well,
whatever. It's a lot of money.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it literally is one of the biggest expenses. You have a mortgage and you have health insurance, and the 2 of them are not that far apart as far as the dollar amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when we get to be about 70, I'm not really sure. At that point, we won't have emergency coverage anymore. But also at that point, we may very well have insurance in Mexico. I'm not speaking to any authority on this, but I do know that President Scheinbaum wants to make it possible for permanent residents and citizens to have.
The dream is there.
Yeah. There's talk about it, and she wants to work on it. But we don't know what that means. Does that mean you end up going to an IMSS facility? Which, if that's the case, that's typically long waits, and
it's good health care. It's just a long time to get the health care.
So I don't know. We'll see. And we don't even know for sure if what we heard about possible foreign permanent residents being qualified or not.
I think the whole thing is still, a lot of it's up in the air. So
I want this fly to die. Die, fly.
Yes.
Okay. And the golden rule: treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yep.
Not everybody knows about this golden rule. I think it's a secret thing. Um, been looking into those too. Let's see. Okay. Uh, at 52 years old, it was really hard for me to finish my economics degree. At our age, it's always more complicated to learn something new. Thank you. Because it is. It is. And, the desire can be there and you can work really hard. But as you get older, it's just things don't work the way they used to. You don't retain things like you used to.
Speak for yourself. But no, I mean, it's it is it is it takes more brain power to master something, and so yeah, I mean, you have to put the work in. So
Yep, yep. I am fluent in Spanish even though I was born in San Jose, California. I grew up with a lot of Italian and Japanese Americans. I learned a tiny bit of Japanese and Italian along the way. Very good. Very good. And the only thing I know how to say in Japanese is sumimasen, eigo ga wakarimasu ka? It's all I know how to say. And all I'm basically saying is, excuse me, do you understand English? Because I don't know how I figured when I was younger, if I learned how to say, "Pardon me, do you speak English?" in every language I could, it would be a good thing.
I,
I don't know, but I learned how to say that in Japanese. um, but basically, what I say to people now is, "Je parle français un peu e capisco un po' italiano." And but for whatever reason, I struggle. I struggle with the Spanish. And I was at a concert recently, and one of my friends looked at me and said, "You've been here 3 years. You should be speaking Spanish." And I said, "Es verdad, pero es difícil." And my friend just kept saying to him, "She is. She's learned. She's trying. She's learning." But he seemed a little annoyed that I just didn't. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm
nope,
learning.
you cannot change other people's expectations, and you know what?
Oh yes, the Kawa, Cindy Kawa. She was very nice, and she was fun. And it was nice
Yes.
to finally meet her. Nice to finally meet her. Yep, yep. Go Canes! They are on fire, even when they're not playing the A
Oh
game. They're digging deep. You know what? This year they have been beat. They have been brutal, fast and hard and chippy, and that's not them normally.
no, that's normally Florida, which normally would take us out of our game. And I think we learned a lot. You guys didn't turn in to listen to hockey analysis, but I think we learned a lot from getting our ass handed to us 2 years in a row by the Florida Panthers, and they would take us out of our game because they would just beat us up. And Ottawa tried to do the same thing to us, and we took it. Ottawa was like, "Let's drop the gloves." 3 seconds in,
Oh
and we
man.
went, "We ain't playing that game again."
Wow.
And that set the tone for the Ottawa series. And thank you, whoever gave us the 3 coffees from Ottawa. And sorry that we beat you. Not really. You know, um, but and Philly has sort of tried a different tactic so far. And yeah, they took it to us at the beginning of game 2, and we managed to figure out some way of getting a W. So
Ah, yes.
tomorrow night, we'll see if it's
See. So we've turned Arlene here and then Yvette into hockey fans, into Canes fans, and Arlene is well, Ann Yvette, she likes stanky.
she likes Stankoven.
She likes stanky, and Mark is an Aho, and I like Svechnikov, but I call him Stretchnikov. And Arlene is a Jarvis lover.
Yep.
Um, ah, okay. I correct my spelling errors, but they show up on your end. I promise I'm not as challenged as I may seem.
Well,
Uh, driving to US? Who's driving to US?
we will be when we have to, if we decide we're gonna have to go either way. When we become permanent residents, we got to either naturalize the car or take it back and sell it, and then buy one here in Mexico. And either way we do it, we got to take our car back into the U.S. and then have her either, if we decide we're going to naturalize it, which right now, looking at the preliminary numbers, that's probably don't hold us to it, but that's probably the route we're going to take. We still have to take it out and bring it back in. So, because we got to deal with a broker up there. So that's the only time. Other than that, it's not worth the headache versus driving to the airport and getting on a plane. So, because it's solid, almost 2 days from here to the border. So
Savage Love, honey.
Yeah, that's a bad song.
Wow. Yes, that bus driver who took us to Mexico City, his playlist included Savage Love. I'd never heard this song before.
I don't ever want to hear it
It
again.
is a really bad disco track.
Yeah.
And it was on
really
his
bad.
playlist. It's so funny. Had to look it up.
Apparently, she looked it up, and apparently it was a bigger hit here in Mexico than it was any place else. And so
that made sense.
Okay,
then.
now we get it.
Ola from Dallas. Weather is 64 over here. Why? Love you all. Thank you. Gracias.
64 would be comfortable.
Yeah, 64 would be nice. It was 90 something today.
Yep.
Okay. My wife and I are big on Mexican museums, food, music, and culture. Annie and I have been all over the country. We're planning another trip to Monterrey and Saltillo. Saludos from Tejas. That's awesome. We really like museums and food and culture as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, we didn't even bring this up. I mean, and we may do a video of, okay, the best food by far that we had in all of Mexico was hands down Oaxaca. That food there was just to die for. And when we first got here, I remember people were talking, well, Querétaro doesn't have a good food scene. And we got here and we were like, I don't know what they're talking about. And then as we've traveled Mexico,
we learned.
We went to the Yucatan and we had Yucatan food and we're like, oh my God, cochinita pibil,
sopa de lima,
and so many others down there. Yep. And then, ended up in Oaxaca. And then we suddenly realized now we know why chefs from all over the world go to Oaxaca.
OMG.
I mean,
I don't know why. But I had chapulines before in various parts of Mexico. They tasted so good. Even the chapulines were better in Oaxaca. I don't get it, but they were delicious. I was into the garlic.
All the different moles and
the moles.
It just,
really good.
And again, but the biggest common denominator throughout the entire tour that we took of this great country is the people. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember when we went to Abuelitas in Mercado 20 de Noviembre in Oaxaca, and we went there twice. The food was that good. It's phenomenal.
Really?
And, it's one of those places where it's packed. I mean, packed. And you're waiting for we just need two spots, and we sit down and we're sitting with all of these people, all the Oaxacans are sitting there, and we ended up having a conversation with the people across the table from us. And,
abuelitas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just was so enjoyable, but the people of Mexico were so welcoming, and it didn't matter where we were. That was the vibe that we got, other than Chamula.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
I know,
So
but that's
so
the
we're
only
going to
place.
move on. We got lots of
Okay.
stuff to hit here. Let's see. That's awesome. My family's there too. Too expensive for me now. Aw. You must be talking about the Bay Area, huh? Yeah. That's what I think. Um, I like your choice of band t-shirts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias. Oh no, cheeseburger. What's that? You got to stick your tongue out when you do it. What's that? Oh man. Hey David. Hola todos. I was thinking it was getting about that time for Cindy to come to Mexico to renew. Glad you guys had a good time. Yeah, Cindy's great. She's very sweet. And we had a nice meal. And Dawn, Dawn, thank you. That's why it's important to get Mexican citizenship. With it, starting in 2027, we will have universal health care coverage. So the thing for foreigners to get citizenship is that I think the age cutoff is 60, but before the age of 60, you have to take the Mexican history exam, which we have heard it's even difficult for citizens if they were to sit and take the exam. But at the age of 60, you don't have to take that exam.
You
However,
do have to be proficient in Spanish.
you have to at least be, I think it's a B2. I think it's B2 level Spanish for the interview. Now, Mark, I think you are at an A2 or a B1.
I don't know.
I am still at A1 level.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that means. I mean, A1,
Oh,
A2,
well,
B1, B2. I mean, it's like
it's the level of Spanish.
I get that, but it's to me it's a arbitrary yardstick that's put out there to go. Oh, you're B2.
Yeah. Like, well, even because I was looking at Italian citizenship for a while when I still qualified for it. The rules now in Italy is that you have to be at a B2 level of Italian proficiency to even apply for citizenship, and that's after you live there for 2 years. So that's how I started looking it up.
No, I get that, but I mean, but I have no way of being able to gauge where I'm at. All I know is
it's in your Duolingo app.
I get that, but again, it's to me it's all about, can Francisco and I have a better conversation today than we had yesterday?
Yeah.
And to me, that's the important part. And it does. It gets easier and easier and easier. And I do get better at doing it. And, because it was getting kind of boring, because it was the weather every day.
Well, yeah.
But, it's, I have started to pick up on things that he has said. And one of the things that I have noticed both Angelica and Francisco say quite frequently
Que bueno.
is que bueno.
Que bueno.
¿Cómo estás? Bueno. Oh, que bueno. Well, you think about it and you go, that's good. Duh. And okay.
Okay, there's a new phrase for us that nobody's taught us before, right?
Right.
Yeah, you learn a little bit each time.
So,
like I learned que pedo the other day. Instead of que tal, que pedo. I'm like, that's cool. But the thing about the citizenship is I did mention it to him because he's able to skip past the written part, but he has to be proficient enough to do the interview part. And I thought it would be a good thing to do for tax purposes and stuff like that. And although I'm not a citizen right now, I actually learned about tax resident. And so I reached out to our realtor friends who help us with things. And I asked them if they could ask their accountants, do I qualify as a tax resident? My income is coming from the United States and it goes into a United States bank account. However, we do live here more than 183 consecutive days a year.
close.
But it's
Yeah, I mean,
but I want to know what is the qualification that makes you a tax resident?
well, yeah, because we did not want to start, having a YouTube channel. We did not want to start getting inundated with people going. We already get enough of them. Are you paying your taxes? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? We're abiding by the tax laws the way they are written.
Yeah. But I want to make sure that if we are considered tax residents,
that we are paying what we should be.
I think I'm supposed to file something anyway, and I needed them to look into that for me, and I still don't have an answer yet. And the filing deadline was April 30th, so I'm past that already. But I'm trying to find out because we want to be good residents while we're here. And if we have to pay taxes, I will.
Like we have always said, we are guests and we want to be good guests.
Yep.
So,
but the citizenship, I mean, we're thinking about it. But
give me another year, maybe two, and my Spanish, I hope, will be proficient enough that no hay problema.
There you go. There you go. It'll be interesting though, Don, to learn about
how they're going to implement that. I mean,
how this gets implemented, and does this mean that you have universal health care? Does that mean that you're going to an IMSS facility, or is it any facility?
I mean, it's good. I mean, there's a lot of questions to it, and it's a big undertaking, and it's a short runway to 2027 because we're already into May. So even if you look at the end of 2027 for implementations, that's a short runway to get all that in place. So
we had heard the same, Anna, initially that residents were not mentioned. However, somebody posted an article about a week ago that I had read that if you were permanent residents, that you were included. We don't know. We don't know until they roll it out.
There's going to be probably a lot of back and forth, give and take. Can we do this? Can we do that?
Right.
How are we going to do this? These people are going to be excluded. These people are going to be included.
Of course, the citizens should absolutely be the first
absolutely
ones. And whatever happens after that.
And quite honestly, when you look at the entire thing of it, and you go, you know what? If they can implement it for the citizens, for the Mexicanos, more power to them. That's
absolutely.
Thumbs up.
So, hola de nuevo, David. You two could drive the Mazatlan and take the ferry to La Paz for a visit. Yeah, we could. That was the original plan.
The original plan was when we got to Manzanillo, we were going to be in Manzanillo for a month, and then from Manzanillo, we were going to go to Puerto Vallarta. And I think we were doing, at least 2 months, maybe 3 months in PV. And then after PV, it was going to be Mazatlan for a month. And then we were originally going to then take the ferry over and do San Jose de los Cabos, La Paz, and Loreto. And then we went back. That idea, we're going to go to La Paz. And we can drive down if we want to spend a weekend or some time in San Jose or Loreto. We could just make the drive from La Paz and just have one main center. And we ran out of gas. I mean, we just were like.
Well, we also realized after we stayed in Manzanillo that La Paz and Puerto Vallarta and these other places, they were going to be hot and humid just like Manzanillo. And we knew hot and humid wasn't going to work for us. So
visits, yes, we love the beach to go visit.
Yeah.
Day in, day out.
Yeah. My sister-in-law moved to Oregon from Mexico 30 years ago. She doesn't speak English. Everyone in the family translates for her.
That's great.
That's great.
And that means everybody in the family speaks Spanish. So
that's good. And something that I had pointed out to Mark earlier today, whenever somebody says to us that you should speak Spanish, we always say we are taking lessons and we're learning. And that's true. But then I also think to myself, and I said this morning, since I was a child and probably even before that, I remember in the 1970s
I
that
remember when they implemented it.
every single government document was written in both English and Spanish in the United States. Always. And you can call for any kind of customer service in the United States, and they're going to tell you to push a certain button for Spanish. Always. And I understand better now, being in the predicament that we're in as we're learning a new language. I understand now.
Especially on the telephone, because that's the hardest part.
Well, I understand now how people come to the United States and they may never learn English, because especially if they're older, because it's hard. It's hard. I hate to think that it's kicking my butt, but it feels like
Well,
it. But I'm trying. I'm
you know,
trying.
and the other point that she brought up this morning is that, you know, when you're in the household, you speak the native tongue.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's just.
I had
you know,
Italian friends who spoke
Annie,
Italian in their
Yvette
house.
remembers, you know, when she was a child, you know, there were parts of our household that she would go to, and all they spoke was Spanish. You know, and that was what was expected there, and so it is what it is, and it's the language you're comfortable in. And do we talk to each other in rudimentary Spanish? We use a fair amount. Well, not a fair amount. We use it sporadically. And have, you know, sentences back and forth and try and go, okay, yes, you know, and that's, but yeah, day in, day out.
Look,
It's English.
I've gotten to the point where not only did I do expat Spanish, which helped me a lot. So, expat Spanish with Amy Whitney, it was one of the best things we ever did. But I also have,
And Denise.
and Denise, I also have gritty Spanish. I also have Pimsleur, Rosetta Stone, and
Duolingo.
Pimsleur, Rosetta Stone, and there was another one. Not
Rocket
Spanish. Okay. But what I'm doing now, and this is fun, and I do use Duolingo, but I downloaded a game. It's just a game, and it's just doing vocabulary words, and you just have to keep matching them up. It's like all the other stupid Google Play games, and they keep wanting to run ads in between each round, but it's still helpful.
Yeah.
It helps with the vocabulary, so that's fun too. And books, I got rudimentary books. I think I paid maybe $3.99 and I got to download 15 books. Why not? You know, anything that helps. Uh, Tuning in from Gillette, Wyoming.
Hey, Mark,
Ah!
I saw the lovely picture of you and the family. I didn't know if you had managed to get back to Zakia, but you know, that was a nice picture that you had of you and the family there. So it won't be long until April, bud. You know, it'll be back here shortly.
It got really dark and a little windy,
I get that.
and that was thunder. Okay, disco music band called The Ring. Oh man. Savage Love, or My Savage Lover of the disco music band The Ring. Yeah. Yeah. I had never heard it before, and it was on his playlist. So
I could go my whole life and never hear it again,
it
and I'd be
wasn't
fine.
that good.
No.
But it was all, it was just fun. It was funny. You knew it was coming. We actually had the song order memorized.
Oh God, yeah, we knew what was coming.
So, okay, so we're back to this. So, what methods have you used to learn Spanish? Okay, so I tried using Rosetta Stone and Pimsleur. Pimsleur was audio only, and that's not helpful. Rosetta Stone was a little bit helpful, but the problem is I wouldn't stick with it. Then I got Rocket Spanish because I saw Tangerine Travels constantly pushing it. And again, I wasn't sticking with it. With me, it's a time issue. So eventually, and I tried Duolingo, but that was just, Duolingo teaches you
Yep.
vocabulary, not how to speak. So we
Well,
took Expat Spanish.
yeah,
Expat Spanish makes you accountable because you have homework and you're showing up in a class with like up to 4 or 5 more students, and you're going to be called upon to complete sentences, to play games, to ask your fellow students question and answers, and you are accountable. So I think that's what worked for me.
yeah. No, I mean it
Yeah.
was and it's done in an entertaining way. Um, and it was, I think, if memory serves me right, the first 4 levels met once a week, and then the fifth and sixth levels were twice a week. And it was a lot of fun. It taught you applicable things here in Mexico, and it is Mexican Spanish. And that's important because there is a difference between Castilian Spanish and then regular Mexican Spanish. And as Arlene can tell you, because she learned her Spanish first in Argentina and then Puerto Rico. There are a few areas where it's like, the hell are they talking about? Because there's differences even there. So, and if you think about it, same is true, here in Mexico, that is true in the U.S.
Oh.
When you speak in Louisiana, that's a whole lot different than what they're saying in Boston. So
There is another app that I recently downloaded, but it's not free, and I did pay for a year of it. I probably will not renew it. We'll have to see. So basically, what it is it is AI. It's an AI tutor who has a conversation with you. Now, the reason I say at this moment in time, after having it for about a week and a half, that I may not renew it, it's because I notice the pronunciation is not good. It's AI, and some of the words get butchered pretty badly.
it's like your GPS trying to tell you where to go.
It's not always horrible, but there's times it's like, look, you're trying to teach me how to speak a language. It would be really good if you said the words correctly. The other thing about it that really bothers me more than anything is that the AI tutor speaks too rapidly and is starting off in conversations that are beyond my total understanding. So we're using future tense and past tense and things like that I'm not quite ready to grasp yet. But it's the speed. Now maybe that's a good thing because the whole purpose of it is to get you listening to and interacting with what sounds like a natural speaker. Again, if the pronunciation was a little better, I'd buy into that. But anyway, the app, if you want to look for it and take a look at what I'm talking about, it's called Practica. Practika. Practica. I gave it a shot. Uh, I don't think it was incredibly inexpensive, uh, but it was a whole lot less expensive than the one Q RuPaul's been peddling lately. So, anyway, um, I just think it's a little too fast and a little too
And
advanced.
even Amy Whitney at Expat Spanish will tell you that using AI to have brief conversations is a great way to practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, it's
and
practice.
you basically can say, you know, in English, I want to ask me a question in Spanish about this, and it will then give it to you. You give the response, and then it will grade how you did and make suggestions and go, well, you were good to hear. You used the wrong word, wrong tense, whatever,
Right.
and then it'll give you the explanation. And that's half the battle is having an explanation as to, well, why the hell was it this and not that? So
True that. Uh, Jeff must know about Mark's hat. Is it leather? And where did you get it? We have asked about his shirts before. Did Mark know he would grow up to be a fashion statement?
No, because Mark ain't grown up yet, but that's all right.
It's kangaroo hide.
Yeah, it's. I love the hats I get. The one I had before this that lasted me 15 years.
It does have it's called an Australian hat.
Yes.
That's basically the style.
Yeah, and this one is
It's not Brahma.
no, this one's Red Rock hats.
The last one I think was
The last one was Brahma. Barma.
Barma.
We always wanted to call it Brahma, but it's Barma. And I couldn't find the style in the Barma that I had before. And this one it's kangaroo. And the good thing about it is you can literally roll it up and pull it back out, and
Yeah, they're actually really nice. I like them.
I love them.
They have a shallow crown. They're not real tall.
Yep. And t-shirts, yeah, Amazon is where I got it. I think it ran me $110 for the hat, which some people would go, God, that's expensive. But if I get 15 years out of it, the cost per year.
It is rawhide, so.
Yeah. And the only reason we got rid of the other one was because somebody was starting to complain about that there was an aroma that was coming from it.
It was funk.
And
so much funk. It was awful.
Then I tried to wash it, and of course, when you get leather wet, it shrinks quickly.
40% chance of rain in the next hour. I'm just letting you know.
I know. And so the shirts, Amazon.
Yep. Moving on. Internet says citizenship is at A2 level. Boom. That's you. That means he qualifies and he's the right age.
Yeah, we'll see.
You could be a citizen.
Oh.
Just saying. Ooh. Once I'm permanent next year, I'm getting the citizenship, and Annie will too. That's right. Gina, it will be in any of the public hospitals in Mexico. Okay. Thank you for that. I wasn't sure. So private hospitals are still going to be private care that you pay. I get that. I am already getting prepped to get my permanent visa in November. Yay! Yep. Cost to import your car can be so high with the restrictions. Make it easier just to sell it. Not our car. Our car is a 2012, and it's valued. I looked it up on Blue Book just to be sure. I actually undervalued it personally. Blue Book values it at around $5,000 or maybe $4,000 in a worst case scenario. So we would have to pay the import fee, and then we would have to pay the VAT on the value of the car. And we got an estimate that it'll probably run us around $3,000 to do that.
We couldn't buy that car for $3,000.
We wouldn't be able to buy a car like that for $3,000 here. No. And know the history and everything on it.
And see, what they don't know and they really don't care about is the fact that, well, right before we got here, thank you, Kia, they put a brand new engine in it because there was a recall.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it's a good car.
Yeah.
We either could pay that $3,000, roughly $3,500 maybe, to import it, or we would have to come back and come up with more money than that to get a car that we would feel comfortable with, frankly.
Yeah.
So either way, we're going to have to shell out some money.
And then we've done modifications to the car. I mean, it's got primo sound system in it because we knew we were going to be spending a lot of time in the car. So it's
got a cage on the catalytic converter.
It's
got a disengagement.
Yep. It's got an anti-theft system.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of little things that we did to it that, okay.
Oh, and how are your tomatoes doing? Here comes another guest. Tomatoes are doing great. I have cages that I built for them, and they're already reaching up to the first level of the bottom cage. So they're getting really big and bushy. and I expect pretty soon I'm going to have to pinch off some suckers and maybe prune back one of the, what do they call that, leaders, feeders, so I can get
All I do is
better
eat the
production.
tomatoes.
He just eats the tomatoes. Yeah, but they're doing really well. So eventually I'll do a video on that. Uh, Carrying on a casual conversation in a foreign language is one thing. Trying to medically express yourself is totally different. Oh yeah.
That's yeah.
Oh
There's
yeah.
that's two different animals, and it's one of those where you really don't want to make the mistake of saying that I tango dueno and then say the wrong body part. Well, you're not helping the cause. So
No, no. Um, and then it's difficult in other ways too. If you want to have a technical conversation with somebody about your car, if you want to have a conversation about your taxes, it's just like it's not like you're going to the store and speaking to a cashier or anything like that. It can be hard, you know.
yeah, it's
When I was a foreign exchange student in high school and I went to France, I bought a French English dictionary, and it was about this tall and this freaking thick, and it was hard bound. And in the center, it had diagrams. Everything in the world you might possibly need translated. Trains, car engines, a nuclear reactor, because these are important when you're visiting France or an English speaking country. You need to know how to say those things, especially the nuclear reactor. I still have that book. That just cracked me up. I could never let it go because I've never seen a dictionary like that had diagrams like that. The parts of a horse. Oh God, please don't fall on me. The wind is picking up and the lights are like, I'm gonna be like Flat Stanley with stuff falling on me. My wife and I will be heading out from Texas first week of June for our canjes, and we'll be looking at properties and checking out the vibe. Do y'all know if I can bring my cigars with me? We are driving. Yes, you can. And I believe what it is you can bring up to 25 cigars. We'll check when Mark comes back. It's either 20 or 25. I think it's 25 per person. So you would just double your number and you would bring like 50. Um, we actually brought more than that when we came in, and everything was packed in boxes all throughout the car. But when you fly in, they absolutely count that. I thought he was coming. I think it's 25 per person. So we'll ask when Mark gets back. Hola, Bruno. And did I hear correctly that tobacco is not legal in Mexico? No, tobacco is legal in Mexico. You can buy cigarettes, you can buy cigars. Um, you cannot buy vapes. No vaping. And and you cannot buy weed, but you can grow your own weed. Mark, how many cigars are you allowed to bring in per person?
25 per person.
25 per person. There you go.
Yeah, you can have 25 per person, and depending upon where we have entered, we've had them count.
Sometime, well, airport, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. I
They
mean,
counted.
we declared them, and when we were coming into Cancun that one time, they wanted to see all 50. So,
Yep. Gina, in Mexico City, the UNAM offers Spanish courses for foreigners. Ooh! I've seen Japanese and Koreans learning Spanish there. That is amazing. I love that. I love that.
and one of the the conversation I had with one of our subscribers this morning was telling us that they have a very good Spanish class course at the University of Querétaro. So,
Yeah?
yeah,
Ooh. What do you have to go in person? I wonder if you can do it
I
online.
don't know, baby.
Because that would be hard for us to drive in. Just saying. My mother was born in Texas and never learned to speak English. My mother didn't even speak rudimentary English. Amazing. But if you have people around you that can communicate with you, and you know,
I
you
mean,
don't have to.
when I was traveling, doing sales, I remember the first time I went to, the Hialeah, Miami area,
Hmm.
and I remember the first time I ever walked into a McDonald's that everything was in Spanish, and I was like, you
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you were in Florida.
I was in
Yeah,
South Florida, and
yeah.
you get down that South Florida area, and that's what it is.
You get windy. I believe they are planning on updating and streamlining the existing IMSS system to make it faster and more efficient. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And I don't know how they're going to do this, and I don't want to go down a political discussion, but it's not easy to implement something like this. And
No,
people who have done it successfully, they started decades ago. Decades ago. So, you know,
many decades
yeah,
ago.
yeah. But you got to start somewhere, right? And I think that good health care really should be a human right. It should just be a right. It shouldn't be for the rich. Yeah. Um, don't fall on me. Is it tied down?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
this one has fallen twice, but
Okay.
I didn't tie it well
Have you
enough.
ever had issues with Mexican police trying to extort money for
Uh-huh.
bogus traffic offenses? Oh, yes, we have. Twice. Twice. Yeah.
Once I got out of it by just repeating no entiendo, no entiendo, no entiendo, and the guy finally went back, had a conversation with his partner, and it was like 3 days before Christmas. We had not broken any laws. We had just pulled out of our Airbnb. There were no stop signs for us to run.
We weren't
We
speeding.
weren't speeding.
There was like no reason to pull us over.
And then should have tied that a different way. And then I just kept doing the stupid no entiendo, no entiendo, and they finally went.
Now that was in Progresso.
That was in Progresso.
It's not a very big place. The other one was
right outside of Villahermosa in the state of Tabasco, and
GPS routed us along a river road. We got around a corner under a shade tree, and there was a blockade set up, and they were stopping every single person going through there. Now they set themselves up under a shade tree for a reason.
because they were going to be there all day.
Yeah. And the guy knew one word in English.
Cash.
He wanted refrescos. Mark pulled out his wallet. He hadn't switched to a dummy wallet yet, and was going to give him a lower amount. And the guy saw that Mark had a 500, and he said that. We just gave it to him. And we left. We gave it to him and left. I mean, we were in the middle of this.
Oh, we were in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we were an hour outside of Villahermosa on our way to Tucson Gutierrez. And, it was one of those going, all right. At the time, it was almost 20 pesos to the dollar. So it was one of those going, all right, that was $25 we paid to stay on our schedule, because otherwise we were going to have to deal with. So
yeah. But that was it. That's it.
I was not happy, but
yeah, we were a little miffed about it, but
not a little. We were miffed.
But that's the only time it's ever happened. So we've been pulled over for lots of. I mean, regular checks.
Not pulled over.
Well,
we
motioned over.
Right. We've hit the checkpoints at state lines, and it's interesting. There's certain ones that they wave us through, and there's other ones that they just looked at us and went, pull over. And every one of them was a very pleasant and everything else. So that part we can go with.
Oh, you could use that time that you have to go back to the U.S. for your card to explore Baja. Maybe. Then you could visit me in Ensenada. It's probably, I think it might be easier to nationalize the car over on that side. I'm not real sure.
Those are things that we have not yet.
He's
explored.
investigating. He hasn't put it all down yet. We got to do it in November. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to the tax resident thing. Sorry, I skipped. If you are a Mexican tax resident, meaning you spend over 183 days a year in a country, then Mexico is a worldwide tax system versus territorial tax system, like they have in Costa Rica and Panama. That's what I read, but what I don't understand is, do I have to pay taxes? And that's what our friends are trying to find out from their accountant. Because I earn, Mark is on Social Security, and Social Security is exempt from that. But I do work. I work online. However, my income is US dollars, and it's coming to a US bank. And then I transfer funds in when we need it. And I want to know, do I qualify in that respect as a tax resident who has to, at the very least, file a tax return even if I don't owe anything? Because as a tax resident, when we're here over 183 days, it's my understanding that even if you don't have to pay the tax, you should still be filing every year. And the deadline was April 30th. But I still don't know yet if I need to do this or not. I've also heard that if you are outside of the United States, even for a week, and you interrupt that 183 days, and then you come back, the count starts over again. So we're still trying to learn. Here comes. I just got hit with a raindrop. We may want to get the umbrellas out if it starts to rain, so the laptop doesn't. No rain. So I had to answer the door and I didn't get to finish my thought. Okay, Amazon meeting a translator sometimes is not a bad thing. It's hard to express yourself in a foreign language for every situation. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got rumbles here. We definitely got rumbles, and I've had a few drops hit me. So hopefully it'll pass. It said that it was a 40% chance of rain at 8 o'clock tonight, our time.
That means 60% chance it won't rain.
I know, but we have electronics.
I know.
I don't believe La Paz was on your list. It looks like an awesome place. Yeah, it actually was on our list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was our original ending spot.
Yeah. That's where we were going to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty. Oh, I like our shirts. Thanks. Do we cook every night? Most of the time. I'd say we could. Mark does most of the cooking because he's a Mr. Mom. He's my house husband. And I would say probably 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tonight it was easy. It was just a frozen pizza. When we have lives, it's an easy thing to just throw it in the oven and eat real quick before we get online.
That's our go-to meal on live night.
But when we have guests, we kind of take turns, or we both contribute something when we have guests over. Like I like to make different things. I've made halishki. Here comes the rain.
Here comes the rain.
Here comes the rain. How about we just get an umbrella for a little bit? I think
I'll go get it.
Just get the umbrella. As long as I'm going to pull this in a little closer to us. Sorry, it's vibrating. But then we can just hold the umbrella over it and it'll be okay. And it is now raining on us. And finally, the rains arrive in Mexico. Yes. And it cooled off so fast here, too, because it was hot. But back to the food thing. Sometimes I make something French. I made Belgian waffles one morning. And I'll make desserts and special cookies. I like to bake. I'm the bread baker, the English muffin baker. There we go, honey. Awesome. This will protect us. There we go. So now you get to see us in the rain. As long as the computer gets covered, we're good. All right. Uh, on the Kia, did you bore out the engine and add a 4-barrel carb? Just wondering.
Not on the Kia.
Not on the Kia.
That'd be overkill on a 4-cylinder.
Well, guys, there you have some excellent options for learning Spanish. There are no excuses. You are correct, and it's just one of those things where you have to be held accountable. I think that's what helped me with Expat Spanish. But I struggle so much with future tense and past tense, and it's what happens. You're better at it than me. He practices more than me, though, because while I'm upstairs working and I'm on meetings and things for my job, he's down here speaking to Francisco or Angelica and having conversations. It helps. The more you practice, the better you get.
And I also lived in New Mexico, so I mean, I had a little bit of a basis there.
Good for you.
You
guys, the best option is to nationalize your car than buy a used car. I think for our situation,
and we know the car.
We know the car, and it's got a new engine in it. That doesn't mean that other parts of it doesn't need to be worked on, but that's the biggest thing, that engine.
Yep.
So, how are you liking the new laptop with the? Oh no, that's a 5080. It's a 5080 GPU, and I'm liking it a lot. It surprisingly is a lot cooler. It runs cooler than my previous laptop. It doesn't get hot like the previous one did. There's better upgrades in it.
And the other thing is we also upgraded her fan, which this laptop doesn't get as hot anyway. But we spent $100 on a fan that is like a cyclone fan.
Yeah.
That you want to talk about taking away some heat out of a CPU.
It works.
This thing, it sucks the whole CPU down onto and just creates a vacuum, and it's like, here you go. It's all gone now.
I swear to God, I just saw lightning.
Es posible.
Oh, Lord. I sure love listening to your conversations. You both have a gift. Well, thank you. Thank you. Gosh, you go back and look at those early videos, you'd never know it. They cringy. Since y'all are staying in Querétaro, are y'all going to stay in that house long term or look for another place? We are working on renewing our lease for 2 more years. And what that'll do is give us about a year and a half after we do our permanent residency to think about how we're going to get our things here from the storage unit, and to think about if another neighborhood we might want to live in, look for a place. We don't know, but we're going to give ourselves 2 years renew on.
Yeah,
we renew in June. So
I mean, we basically went. We really didn't want to move again right away, and this has become very comfortable.
Yeah,
and it's a great place for us to hold tribal meetings. I mean, because where we're at out here, this back patio is it's a great spot, other than when it wants to rain. For us to be able to sit out here with all of our friends and just have a good time, and that part is great. So
yep. See, I've asked this exact same question, and I've not found a single expat earning money in the U.S. who pays Mexican taxes. But as near as I can tell, expats should file based on worldwide income. That's why I'm asking my friends to check with their CPA, because we don't know the laws, and I'm totally willing to do what we're supposed to do. They just need to tell me it.
I mean, I know that there is a treaty between Mexico and the U.S. as far as double taxation. So that's one of the things that we came down here under the belief that would cover us and everything else, and now it's like, okay,
Now we don't know.
Is this accurate or not?
Right. And I don't want to be somebody who owes back taxes, obviously. No. I want to do it right, and I want to be able to say, when next time somebody says pay taxes, I want to be able to say I do, as long as I'm required to. So we're trying to find out, and it seems like nobody has a good answer. I don't know, but a CPA should know, or the equivalent, Mexican accountant should know, and they should be able to let us know. And I forwarded the article that I was reading on to our friends who shared it with their accountant. So
and by the way, Tony, thank you for the coffees. We appreciate that.
Where are you seeing this? What?
Minnie to Ralph.
Minnie to Raleigh.
Minnie to Raleigh.
Okay, cool.
And sorry, you may end up having to pull for the Canes because the Wild don't seem to be holding up well with the Avalanche.
Oh, I so enjoy your channel. Thank you. My husband and I are planning on moving to Mexico in the fall. You two are awesome. We try to be awesome.
We appreciate that, and come on down and live your best life.
For sure. We like to promote responsible immigration and respecting the culture. That's all.
And guess what? If you respect the culture, you're going to be so much happier. That's true. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is it's great to respect the culture and everything else, and because it is a wonderful culture. But the biggest thing about their culture down here is they are not envious of what's going on down the street. They are happy with what they have, and they embrace that. And the most important thing to them is familia. And that part is so heartwarming to watch.
It is. And
I got something different for tomorrow night's dinner too.
You do?
For the game. Yep.
What is it?
You'll find out.
Okay. So we're going to have something good tomorrow too. Every time Annie and Arlene come over, we're like feeding them something yummy. We're like, here, let's have some pierogies. Yes, I made pierogies recently too. And I have a whole bunch of them in the freezer. I forgot they were in there. Guess what I'm having for lunch tomorrow? Pierogies. However, is Sat ever going to get a copy of your U.S.-based 1099 or W-2 since the U.S. government thinks you live in South Dakota? So I think it's a tax law that's impossible to enforce. There might be something possibly with the savings that I have in our new account. So NU Mexico, we have a new account, and I have 25,000 plus pesos, earning 13% interest there. And then
hell of a lot more than what we get in the U.S. on our savings account.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's not a lot, but I mean, it is building. I don't know. But when I read the thing about being a tax resident, I wanted to know, we
just want to know, what our liabilities were and responsibilities
and
were.
I think we're supposed to file even if we don't owe anything.
Drink them if you got them.
It sounds redundant, but I mean, if that's the law, then I should be doing it. So I'd like to at least do what we're required to do.
Yes.
I've watched many of your videos. It's a pleasure listening to you converse. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chicano. Thank you.
Hey, if you ever want to know what happens when the tribe gets together, you're listening to two people just add about 12 more, and that's exactly, because it's getting together with all of you guys, and this is basically like a tribal get together because
we're leaning heavy into that tribe, aren't we?
Well, I mean, we sort of went heavy on that in the video. So I
know the tribe has spoken. Sometimes we just talk. A lot of times it's just people bring over things to snack on, and they bring their own drinks, and we just hang out. Sometimes we sing karaoke. Sometimes the karaoke is really bad. And some of us, some of the tribal members are very good singers.
Not me.
But we have a good time.
I have as much fun as anybody else, but hey.
Yeah, we just hang out. Sometimes we just watch games on TV like the Carolina Hurricanes and we just hang out. That's all you need to do. And some of our friends who are Mexican, they come over. We try to converse a little in Spanish.
I had a conversation with someone today, and it was interesting because probably when the group gets together, it's 40% in Spanish, 60% in English, and it's interesting because you'll have one sentence in Spanish and the next sentence will be in English, and it's like I can't wait till I am able to be able to flip the switch that quick and keep up. But we'll get there.
I agree. Maybe one day. I remember when I was an exchange student in France, I was dreaming in French. And when we finally went home and we were at the airport, I want to say we were at JFK, and we were going through customs to come back into the United States, hearing somebody ask me questions in English almost felt weird at that point. I would love to get like that, where I can dream in Spanish and not expect or have the need to hear something in English. That would be awesome.
Yes, it would.
Que bueno.
Que bueno.
Guys, the best way to save money in Mexico is cook your own food and buy all your groceries at open air markets. Shop supermarkets only occasionally. See, and we have not found our mercado yet. We need to find our mercado.
No, I know.
We got to look for one because they have the best avocados. And when we go to carniceria, I get fresh ground pork now, and I make my own Italian sausage and my own country sage sausage. Yum. And I always make my own bread stuff. I make my own buttermilk biscuits, my own loaf, my own pan, the English muffins, my pierogies. I made pierogi. Yum, yum.
Yep.
I love to make my own stuff. I personally feel like sourdough bread is just better for you health wise. It's easier to digest. And there is a feeling of satisfaction when you make it yourself.
Okay.
Okay, well, when you look at moving down, be prepared. Well, I don't think we're going to use a moving company. I think we're probably going to look at possibly shifting our storage from Kansas to South Texas. And then maybe we can just make trips occasionally.
I don't know how we're going to do it.
We don't know how to do it yet.
We got to find a place where we're going to be able to put that stuff first. So
that's true. And until that happens, we can't move anything. So I rented a small storage in McAllen, Texas a few years back. And every time I would return to get my tip renewed, I'd bring a trunk load of my stuff down. Yeah. Except it's going to be hard to do that with 1,400 vinyl records. But
that ain't fitting anywhere.
It's not going to, it's too heavy and there's too much of it. For sure. To learn Spanish, the easiest way, do the layers method. 8 Spanish words. He says to learn just 8 words, but then you have to learn the forms of those words. It is really true. The forms of those words.
The conjugation, yeah. I mean,
but I find that hard. That's the problem that I find hard is all the different.
Oh, yeah. Past, future tense. That's
the hard part. But I've also heard put sticky notes on everything in your house. I've also heard watch Spanish news or watch telenovelas.
telenovelas
or something like that. Yeah, just watch TV. Of course, one would have to have time to watch TV.
True.
I've been a little busy lately. Um, we got a new addition coming to the family. We're going to a rent fair, and I've been doing alterations on my outfit. Got the video I had to put together. The job that I have, we're getting ready to wind up. The go live is getting close for that hospital, and just been really busy.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. There's method on YouTube, free on YouTube. Okay. Stephanie, I still have hope.
I get that.
We do too. I did a consult with a retired SAT officer who worked for the Mexican tax agency. If you want me to send you the contact info, that's kind of a direct line to someone who is an expert. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you.
Because the other part of this is if we find out what the actual skinny on everything is we'll share it with you guys. So
oh, hey, well, that's really nice. Let me show you. I have something that I can show you for the coffee. Let's see. Buy me a coffee right in the corner. Isn't that nice?
Yep.
That's
the super chat. We won't get deep into that, but
they keep half of it.
Yeah, YouTube keeps 50%. It's one of those where we used to watch. Oh God, Country Collectors, Adam and Heidi, and literally
Tangerine Travels,
and they get thousands of dollars during their lives. And I'm sitting here going, and YouTube's keeping half of that.
Yeah. It doesn't seem right for people.
I get keeping a percentage because you're hosting the platform and everything else, but 50%, really?
Pretty close to that, yeah. But that's our buy me a coffee. So I guess I'll leave that up for a little bit, and I'll go back to the chat. That way you have time. Thank you, though, for asking. Mark, you beat me to it. I was already planning dinner for you guys tomorrow. Can't wait. Uh-oh, you were planning dinner.
Well, we can do that, and I can do mine.
Was already planning dinner. Oh, you were planning dinner.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys already got something, we can do it either way. I mean, yeah. I haven't done anything, so I could always just go, you know what? Can do this Saturday when we're going for the sweep.
Cool. Well, either you do dinner or we do dinner.
Whatever.
It works. Whatever it is, it works. Of course, I'm a Vikings fan, so I had a lot of practice.
Been to the Super Bowl, but never won it.
I wish I could have a beer or two with you. But I got to go to work in the morning, and you know me. One's never enough. Aw.
Don't worry.
Don Julio.
When you get home, we will be having one hell of a big party. So
yes. Awesome. And agreed. Love listening to y'all. Thanks. You're so sweet. I spent my life in IT programming, and that means being surrounded by people who have no social skills. I know. Agenda and ego. Yeah. Oh, yes, I know these people. I know all of them. I know all the people who do the IT. Yeah. That stuff. Ooh. Hello, wind. I'm hanging on to this umbrella like I'm Mary Poppins. Would love a good hang with you guys and the tribe. And, of course, listening to some rock and roll.
I can tell you this. And it's like I told some people. I said, the scary part is if you come to Querétaro and you get together with the tribe, you may never want to leave. It's
our family.
It is our family.
Familia. Thank you very much for the super chat. That's really nice of you, Cindy. Appreciate it. And we do try to be encouraging. We don't know how to be snarky, nasty people. Well, okay.
Hold on.
Choose not to be.
Yeah, I was going to say you give me one of those trolls, and I can get as snarky as the rest of them.
Well, like
You
I
know,
said, racist much?
yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, so
It's a real pleasure to have you join us on our live too. So thank you very
Yes.
much. And whoo, how many boxes is your final collection? Could somebody be moving them down with them? I want to say I probably have. Give me a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Probably about 22.
mm-hmm,
About 22 boxes.
mm-hmm.
22 very heavy boxes.
Squares.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, an album is a square, but it's square all the way around, and it's yeah. It's
and that's just the records.
Mm.
That's also not the 1970s or late 1960s floor stereo console record player. That's a piece of furniture. The really nice table,
a table,
cabinet table that we
well,
got.
I mean,
it's a little bit big and bulky. You can put
yeah,
sore blankets and stuff in it.
Sort of. It's
is.
big and bulky, and I mean, and
One,
there's some
two,
things up there.
Three guitars.
Yeah, and there's some things up there that will get pitched. I mean, your drafting table. Well, now you got a desk down here. You don't need that. We didn't know that at the time, but that's in storage. No point in having.
We didn't keep the drafting table.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's there.
No, there's a
and a chair.
There's an adjustable desk. There's no drafting table.
All right, there's the adjustable desk, whatever. There's some type of desk, and there's a chair. Well, we've already gotten you a chair down here.
Okay, but that's two things.
I'm just saying.
It's a 5 by 15 unit, and it's full.
Oh yeah.
There's boxes of stuff that's genealogy related. You know,
family heirloom crap.
Photographs, photocopies of marriages and births and things that I got from the dockets at the prothonotari's office at the courthouse and stuff like that. Yeah. But records make up 50% of what's in that room, plus the cabinets that hold them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me.
There's cabinets that hold them. So, goodness. I agree. Love making my own food. Need to learn how to can it, though. I want to make 10 gallons of pizza sauce at a time. Canning isn't that hard once you get everything in it and you have your jars in like a double boiler type situation and you put your lids on it and you basically just cook until they're hot. And then as they cool, they suck the vacuum down on the lids.
The hardest part in Mexico is finding the space because
for the storage.
Yeah, I mean it's not like
pantries are not a
pantries are not the norm, and that's the part that's like, ooh.
Oh, thank you, Don. Don, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eldon. We appreciate it. Muchas gracias. We can have it at home tomorrow, and I'll cook some din din.
That works.
Okay.
Because I think it's a 5 o'clock start.
Yum yum. And then on Saturday you can cook us dinner, Mark.
That works. That's a 4 o'clock start.
Oh shoot! I didn't know about Super Chat that YouTube kept half. Sorry about that. I'll use QR in the future. It's okay. We never push that stuff. We don't do memberships and all this other nonsense. It's just us. We're just here. We're just talking. It's just us and you.
Yep. I mean that
that's all it is. That's all it is.
We never when we started this, it was never this is a revenue stream. I mean, that's
when we first started, we thought possibly. We saw success of other channels who blew up, but they did it because it was the right time.
Right place, right time.
It was COVID. People were locked up. Everybody's watching YouTube and just trying to find things to do. By the time we got it, we were down here. Oh my gosh. By the time we got to San Miguel, we just knew this wasn't going to happen. And we had people saying, you guys should have 10,000 subscribers by now. I'm shocked that you don't. Well, there's a reason for that. The rush, the whole thing that it had come and it had gone. And we just came in a little late on that, and that's okay. But we did watch other people struggle, and they had the same ideas with no contingency in place, and then they vanished. And you know, I always planned on having a job, so
Well, I mean,
we didn't need the money.
and quite honestly, what we gain from all of you
Yeah, it's worth more.
is worth more than the dollars and cents.
Hmm.
It really is. You guys have energized us. You've become family. You become friends, and you know, somebody actually asked the question in one of the comments. You know, how did you find the tribe? And it's like,
It's
well,
organic.
it was. I mean, it started out because, you know, we met, you know, Romy and Lee's, and then we had a dinner with, at the same time, met Cesar and Yvette and Arlene at the same dinner.
Yeah.
You know, and boom, it just
And we
it all sort of clicked.
Stayed friends. We stayed friends with them.
Yeah, and then, you know, Wilfredo and Claudia and Mark and Claudia, Mark and Vicky, a lot of Marks down here. You know, and then Diego and Eunice and Steve and Vivi
and we've hung out with Saul and Dulce.
Saul and Dulce, Ricardo. I knew if I started this shit, I was going to forget.
We're going to forget somebody. You know, it's going to happen. Please don't be hurt.
Esther and
oh yeah, Mike,
Esther and Mike. You know, I mean,
it just keeps building.
It just continues to grow, and it's one of these where everybody gets together and we just bonded. And so, you know, you have to put a little work in, you know, but once it started, it was sort of like Mexter and Harold. It just sort of started out as one thing and has just grown and taken off. And yeah.
All right, look, Papa, Jeff and Sherry,
Yay.
We're back. Awesome. And let's see. All right, so yes, Mark with a C says, having spent a career in IT, I can tell you we do have personality, but we're greatly misunderstood by the general population. We also tend not to be very good at athletic events. Now, that's not totally true, sir. I threw I lettered in track in high school. And it wasn't because I was good at javelin or shot put, although I did both. I was fantastic at discus. So I have some athletic ability, some.
I had a good bit.
You had a lot, but you're not in IT.
Oh, I'm not in IT. Oh, okay. So proving the other point. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. When we moved to Chapala, we just sold everything. And it's hard to get rid of sentimental items, but you can replace her with all the music choices. No, we can't. No. Some of my albums that I have are worth $400 to $1,000 per album. I have
getting in this conversation.
I would go to record store day and buy limited edition releases. Some of my stuff is autographed, and some of my stuff is actually from my childhood. I still have albums I had when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
you know, so those can't be replaced.
I mean, when she finally figured out that, oh my God, Three Dog Night's a pretty good band, and she goes back and starts listening to some of mine. And she goes, my God, this one's in horrible shape. And it's because I played the bejesus out of that thing.
Yeah.
And I think I might have been in the 4th grade, 5th grade.
Yep.
And it was like, you know, and it was just like, cause the album was It Ain't Easy. And it's like, yeah, that's a good album.
It was a good album.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
And Machine Head. I got one when I was in junior high.
And because I had this really extensive record collection, I was looking really hard for a floor console that reminded me a lot of the kind my grandma or even my dad had. And I was looking for, I think it was a Magnavox, and I couldn't find it. and I found this other brand and picked it up. It was $100. Took it to an analog repairman who was, you could tell he loved working on it.
Oh my God.
He was just beside himself, and he did more on it than I even asked him to.
Well, when you walked into the man's shop, he has TVs from the 1940s and 50s.
Yes,
I mean,
oh my God, they're so cool.
And it was just like,
some of them look like they came out of a space, like
yeah,
an old
it
space
was
movie.
just like, okay,
very cool.
And fortunately, that was the guy that you wanted working on that old equipment, because he understood that, oh yeah, we need to replace all the capacitors in here, and he did. He recapped the entire unit. So
and he lubricated the gears and stuff for the turntable, and it just sounded fantastic when he was done. And then I got it back and I looked up the history, trying to figure out how old it was. And the only thing that I could find definitively is the company that made the cabinet stopped making the cabinet for that brand in 1970, which means it's at least from 1970, probably older than that. And it's really a gem. I'm so proud of it. It's beautiful.
Oh, I
know. Anyway, but then of course there's my guitars and the genealogy stuff, and yeah. Anyway, I gave you a super chat because my Galaxy can't scan your QR. Oh no! I wonder why that is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't know, but thank you. We looked at 2 apartments. We really liked one of them in Polanco. Ooh. Okay, cool. Very nice. You all feel like family. Aw. Thanks.
It is nothing more than one big family.
And Papa, when are you launching your second YouTube channel? He has. He does. He has it. It's Papa moved to Mexico.
Papa moved to Mexico.
I said that.
Oh, I thought you said moves.
Nope. Already launched. There it is. Whatever happened to country collectors? Now that you mention it, they don't come up in my feed anymore. They're not in Mexico. Country collectors.
They're not they anymore. It's Adam.
No, there is a they. But it's a different they now.
It's not Adam and Heidi anymore.
Adam's got a new girlfriend, and Adam's been floating around Asia for the past couple of years,
getting his ass kicked.
He's been floating around Asia for a couple of years, and now he has a girlfriend, and I'm not even really sure where they are right now because I haven't really watched them since Heidi and Adam broke up, and I wasn't interested. If he wasn't in Mexico anymore, I really wasn't interested in where he was going because we weren't going to move there. So
and I wasn't interested because if that's the love of your life, put your big boy pants on and go with her.
He's with a new girl now.
I'm just saying.
This is none of our business.
Well, if you're gonna share it out here on YouTube,
I understand that.
Then
I get it.
But be prepared for what comes flying back at you.
Anyway, he does put up updates on Instagram. I notice him most often there. So check out Instagram if you have it. And there it is. Papa moved to Mexico. she's looking up. There it is. It's called Papa moved to Mexico.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. We're getting pretty close to the end here, so I'm going to finish up the last few questions because I'm a little worried about the rain. We're supposed to have 40% rain within the next 25 minutes, and it's been trying pretty hard. So let's see here. Look up one post. All right. FYI, answering a question in the comments. The couple called Country Collectors split. Yeah, they did. They did. They broke up. I don't even know where that breakup video is anymore. They broke up, and Heidi went back to the United States, and Adam moved on without her. And he's been spending a lot of time in Asian countries. He's been in Cambodia, Thailand,
Vietnam.
I don't know. Has he been in Vietnam?
I thought so.
I don't know. because like I said, we weren't really interested in following along in Asian countries, so we don't really keep up with him that much anymore. But
It's hard enough keeping up with the people here in Mexico.
it's true. Um, I've moved cross country 3 times and have gotten rid of a lot of stuff each move and regret it. When I moved to Mexico, I'm going to bring a lot of things I previously would have gotten rid of. That's good if that's what you want to do. Although I will recommend, if at all possible, to not try to bring furniture with you. For a couple of reasons. You can buy furniture here. It might be difficult to find the style that you're used to and what you like, but you can find furniture here. You can even have people make furniture for you here. If it's wood, you've got to be very careful about um,
The type of
the
wood,
type of wood.
so because of the insects and everything else and
Yeah,
things like that. I mean, Annie Vet and Arlene introduced us to this young man who makes phenomenal work and does it at a very affordable price. And we walked in and went, we need a cabinet this by this,
Yep.
and
Yep.
boom, done. And it was just like, what for this?
yeah. And
Okay.
he did a really nice job. It's very nice. So, yeah, I love his Annie Vet. Adam did the Passport Brother tour in Asia and found a new Asian girlfriend. That's right, he did. Mexicans in general are very friendly to Americans. Have you ever experienced anti American sentiment towards Mexicans given our questionable foreign policy?
To us, no.
Not face to face to us in person. We have seen in some of the cities where we were where somebody would spray paint something anti gringo. Not that often.
Nope. Very
Most
rarely.
of the time when we see it, it's in response, it's a comment that someone has left on one of our videos.
Yep.
That's generally when we see
It's the
it.
trolls.
It's people who are trolling. And I said earlier tonight that I actually finally did the math on this, and I did get Chat GPT to help me out. So I'm just going to say the number of negative comments. I actually went back and looked at the number of people that we have actually banned because of their rudeness or just bad behavior, and that percentage of people is 0.005%
I mean,
overall of the life of the channel.
the amazing thing is we do not have any video that is under 90% on the likes.
That's true.
And most in our average for all the likes versus the dislikes is at 97.8%. So that means that 98% of the people are going, hey, you guys are doing a good job. Okay, 2%, I'll take that. If only 2% of the people are going, you guys suck. I can live with that number, no problem.
Yep. But it's not. I think overall, there are some people who are very. Well, I feel it's like this. There are unhappy, angry, rude, racist, and trollish people everywhere in the world. And the percentage that we have ever run into face to face that we're aware of has been zero.
And even in online, it is very muy pequeño.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that you sit there and just go, you know what? If you're going to put stuff out on the internet, you better be prepared because you're going to get some pushback.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yep.
Because some people are just effing miserable and they want you to be as miserable as they are. And you have two choices. You can sit there and go, you know what? I'm going to fall into your trap and I'm going to get into this with you. Or you can go, hey, you know what? I appreciate you watching.
I think what I've learned and what I've noticed is as long as you are making an effort to adapt, assimilate, and not trying to change the the community around you in any way, except that it is Mexican and it's not where you came from. Try to learn Spanish and just be a nice person. That's all they really ask for.
That last one is the key.
Yeah.
They don't care. I mean, we were in San Cristobal de las Casas for the last presidential election here in Mexico, and they had not far from our Airbnb, which anybody wants to take a month and just totally chill. Oh, that's the place to go. Anyway, but there's a big field that sat down, because San Cristobal is very mountainous, and it sat down this in a bowl down there, and they all went and voted, and they all got together. And San Cristobal is not that big. I mean, it's really not it's not even a city. It's more of a town, and they were having a party down there. Why? You know what? They don't care who wins the election, because they understand one thing: nothing's going to change. And quite honestly, if we look at the U.S., if you sat there and honestly looked at it, you'd go, huh, in the last 30 years, what's really changed? We all, no, I mean,
The rhetoric's gotten a lot
the rhetoric, I'm talking about as far as, has anything changed for the better for the citizens of the U.S.? No. And so it's the system's broken. You have two choices. Get rid of all 537 of the people that were voted in and start anew.
Well, that would be nice. If we had term limits and just had fresh people coming in every term, that would be nice.
Yes, it would.
That would be very nice. But I honestly do believe that the uptick in the haters online are a result of the changes in policy. I do. I've seen it rise.
Yeah, well, it also rises because we get more views now.
That's true too.
So exponentially, you do the math. If you're long down here, well, you're only going to get a few. If you start to get up to here, well, you're going to get a few more.
That's true.
So that's the mathematics are going to fall in there.
But it's not even a 0.5%.
No.
So, episode 4, the 4-part trilogy, Friday. Woo! Awesome. And how much does it cost to have furniture built? 6'3".
Okay, we had the coat tree, hat tree. We had a small end table, and we had
with a drawer and a cabinet.
Yep, and then we had a large cabinet, roughly 6 feet by 3 feet by 2 feet, giving you ballparks, custom made, and it was 9,000 pesos, 8,900, whatever. I mean, but it was right at 9,000 pesos,
including delivery.
So, I mean, it's one of those where you find the right person, and he I mean, trust me, we knew he was doing it all himself, because he comes out to talk to us to get the measurements and what I was giving him, and he's covered in sawdust.
Well, and he's asking for the measurements. He's writing it down in a tablet. He's showing us pictures of the different types of lacquer, different colors of lacquer, and asking us which one we wanted.
Yep.
How many layers? Because one of them was in the bathroom.
Yep.
So he put extra layers of lacquer on for the bathroom because of the humidity. But I remember Ernie Baca one time did a video on handmade furniture. And he was talking about how much it would cost to have something made somewhere around San Miguel. So I think it really just depends on where you land and who's building in your area. But you would get really good quality for the price, I think.
Oh,
definitely. Yeah. Artisans. With the exception of my vintage Formica table and sewing cabinet, no furniture is coming with me. All my Pyrex is coming now. Yeah.
I get that.
For sure. The attacks by Mexicans on Americans are probably directed at the Kevins and Karens who behave arrogantly in Mexico.
Oh,
right on.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
is exactly right.
You know,
yes.
If you come down here, and we have seen this so many times, where if you are a hospitable guest,
yes,
and you are a kind person, and you have a good heart, they love that.
Are we done?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And they absolutely love it. And it doesn't matter where we have been. You know, El Tejar, Riviera Maya, Oaxaca. I mean, Oaxaca, we had the guys right down the street that had the little repair facility for the cars.
Oh yeah.
And they sit out there, and we'd walk by, and they talk to us, you know, and we talk back to them as much as we could. And you know, it's, you know, if you don't have the attitude, you don't get the attitude.
In Oaxaca, the tienda, when you didn't have small change, the guy at the store,
their Wi-Fi was down. I mean, we hadn't been there very long, and I walked in to go buy 2, 3-liter Cokes, and walk into the tienda, and at first I gave him a 500 and didn't have change. I'm like, oh, it's all I had, and so then it was like, okay, tarjeta, and he goes, no tengo Wi-Fi ahora, and so I was taking the Cokes to put them back, and he goes, más tarde.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think
pago más tarde? Okay. You think I could walk into a 7-Eleven?
Nope.
And they go, yeah, come back later and pay me.
No.
And we had been in there, I think maybe twice, because this place was the guy who operated it was a student. And I think his grandmother or his parents were running it, and he was the one, or owned it, and he was the one that was running it. And so he would close to go to class. So we were never quite sure what the hours were. And you'd walk by, and sometimes it'd be open, sometimes it'd be closed. And it was like, Well,
there's that example. And there's also the example that Mark went to get a haircut
in
Valladolid, and he didn't have the change. The guy didn't have change to break a larger bill. This is a problem. ATMs in Mexico want to give you 500, and nobody has change for 500.
And the secret is put in a goofy amount.
Yeah.
If you want to get 5,000 pesos, that's fine. Make it 52.50, and at least you'll get a 250.
Yeah.
So make it some odd amount.
He wasn't able to break Mark's larger bills, and he just told Mark, yeah, come back and pay me later.
And then he wasn't open. And it wasn't like we weren't going by there looking for him, because he was in the middle of Chicken Row. And I mean, and we were Pollo Row, and we were all the time walking down there to buy our pollo, and I'd look and he'd be closed. And finally, I caught him when he was open, and I walked in, and I gave him 100 peso, and he looked at me like, what? He had totally forgotten, and when he finally dawned on him, he was ready to give me the change, because it was only 40 pesos for the haircut. I went, no necesito cambio. You were kind enough to cut my hair and then not charge me. Here.
The dentist made an appointment for me to come and get in my initial exam and a cleaning. She had to cancel, but neglected to let me know. So we show up, and she's not there, and she had a family emergency. So we go home and we reschedule the appointment. When I go to the rescheduled appointment, She would not let me pay her because she felt bad that she didn't let us know about the cancellation. She still did the work. I was fine with it, but she would not take our money. I tried to give her money. She would not take it. I think Mexicans are very kind, very hardworking and very kind. And I don't like taking advantage of people. I feel like if she did the work, she needed to be paid. But she wouldn't take the money. So there you go. Don't be arrogant. Don't Kevin. I love that they're called Kevins because I didn't know this. I wondered when was this going to come up. What do they call the men? Is it Ken? Is it Carl? Kevin. So Kevins and Karens need not apply. Do not come to Mexico, Kevins and Karens, because you ha- when you come here, you need to be humble. Be humble. Be thankful that this country has allowed you to come stay here. Be a guest. Do what a good guest does, and just be respectful.
And we
That's
don't
all.
need any more marks down here. God knows
Too
there's
many
enough of
marks.
us.
We could have showed. We could have showed all the marks. Maybe that would have
Holy
been the name. I
right.
don't know. Oh, thank you very much, Fred. I'm glad it was informative. Of course, we didn't really stick to our topic too well now, did we? But this is how it happens. We start out with a topic, and
It morphed.
inevitably it will turn into something, something else. It always does. On the subject of haters, I uploaded a YouTube short of primarily North African neighborhood in Brussels, no voiceover. That video has received a lot of negative reactions in French. Really? That's interesting. I wonder why. I don't know what's happening in Brussels, and I don't know a whole lot about the background of North Africans, but wondering. I'll have to look that up. Um,
Well, I mean, Europe is going through an interesting time frame because they welcomed so many refugees, and then now they're suddenly going,
too many?
um, do we have the infrastructure for it? And it's one of those, and it's one of the reasons I think that Mexico has been raising the financial requirements. They have an alternative method that they could use that would substantially lower it, but I think they're sort of going, you know what? Let's make sure we're in a position to, and this is just my opinion, which opinions are like holes, and everybody has one. Sometimes they stink, um, but it's one of those where they're going, all right, let's make sure we're in a position to handle it. Which, okay, makes totally logical sense to me. So,
Okay. Well, I'm going to see if I can find out what's going on with North Africans in Brussels. That's interesting. There's a lot of unhappy people in the world. I know there's been riots in Australia and other countries too, and I just don't even know what's
they're just
happening.
people are not happy.
People are not happy.
You know,
Pat Paul, looking forward to number 4. Enjoying your adventure with Brody. Yes. And oh, I love how our conversations on here always head for left field. Yeah, they do. They do.
I mean, we start out with one intention, and it literally, it's like sitting around here and all the sofas are full and we're all having a conversation. We never quite know where it's going to go, and
No,
it
no,
it totally is dependent upon what you guys want to talk about. Because
for sure. I'll be glad when they find a different name to use. What? Do you mean?
Karen,
Yeah, I get
I
it.
know.
I don't. You know what? And I think it all came down to, wasn't it that reality star that had the haircut?
I don't
I
know.
can't remember. I think it started with that. I can't remember. I think it's unfortunate. I think it's unfortunate to take a name, and I always feel bad for the Karens of the world.
Well,
I do.
it depends. If it's somebody who was given that name at christening,
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I feel
That's
bad
who
for
I feel
them.
bad for them.
The ones that earn that name, like that woman on that flight to Phoenix that time.
Oh Lord, please, let's not go into that.
Yeah.
Okay. And always a great time with the G Tribe. I know you're pushing that G Tribe, Annie. I see what's happening there. I see you. All right. We are going to wrap it up because it is 8:00. It's been 3 hours and the thunder is not stopping. And I'm getting a little concerned. The rain has slowed down, but I'm still seeing lightning. Again, I just saw it again.
know.
So we probably should get all these electronics inside.
We dodged the bullet for 3 hours.
I trusted him.
Hey, I trusted AccuWeather, so
Okay. We will be back with another live in 2 weeks.
With a special guest.
And we have a special guest that'll be on our live in 2 weeks. Wonder who that special guest will be.
Guess you have to show up in 2 weeks and find out.
I don't know if I'm going to get a video out this week or not. We are actually at the stage now where we're starting to try to figure out what's the topic going to be this week for this week's video, and
and then we have the other problem that every 2 to 3 nights there's a Canes game.
Yeah, the Canes game's got my attention, and I'm doing alterations on my Renaissance Festival outfit, and there's really lots going on right now. So I don't think I'm going to get that video out again this week. It's probably going to be another 2-week gap again. So working on it. I just don't know which one I'm going to try to put out yet. But when we're at the Ren Fair, I'm going to be recording stuff about the Ren Fair, share that, because I was so excited that they had a Ren Fair going on near us and that this happens in Mexico. They call it Mundo Medieval. I think I said that correctly.
I think you did.
And I'm excited about it. So I'm going to drink some mead. Maybe they'll have turkey legs. I don't know. But I'm going to cast a spell on my pirate who is coming under duress.
Yeah.
And we'll have a special guest. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We'll see you then. It was so good to see you all. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you again very, very soon. Hasta la próxima.
Adios.